I don't know. I was like, what? Good morning. Oh. Sometimes I feel like things are crawling on me. It's just my hair. It's my hair?
All right. No, I think it's one of them leaves.
The leaves in it.
Yeah.
I always do that to me. I just jump and then it's like, oh, girl, let me see this your hair. I'm very jumpy though. I'm such a jumpy person. It's actually crazy. Living with me is a health and safety hazard.
You scared of spiders?
No, not like nah,
No.
not really. Like I'd slap the shit out of one.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Okay. But like I'm jumpy in that I feel like because I'm just always in my own head, basically.
Okay.
Like whenever there's someone around me, all of a sudden, I'm always startled.
So you're like my little sister.
My mom's always like, "What's wrong with you? Like you don't live alone." And I'm like,
"What? Do you jump when people come in the kitchen while you're cooking?"
Yeah.
Nah, my little sister's the same thing. It's so jarring.
No, but I can come out of my room and there's a human being and I jump. And I'm so jumpy, it's crazy.
My little sister does the same thing. She'd be in her zone cooking.
Literally, I'm
and
in
I go
the
behind
zone.
her like, yo, she goes.
I always do that. My mom was like, "What is wrong with you?" Or like, yeah, I just always do it. Everyone just finds it funny.
Sorry.
Anyway, good morning, people. It is Thursday, the 18th of July. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And I'm one of your lovely hosts today, my own royalty.
Morning. It's Ramsey's his brother, pro-Palestine activist. And yeah, that's it for today.
That's your homework.
I don't feel like saying that.
You're out here giving us 6 albums as homework. That's your homework. Do you know, I just actually, when you just said that, I just clocked that. That's how we met you. Talking about your sister.
Yes. Yeah, my big sister.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's where the Zizi's brother comes from.
Yeah, no, but I think when you just said it, I just deeped how it was that we actually met you, I met you. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. We've come a long way.
Yeah, we have. I think it's been over a year now.
Not 1 year anniversary.
Well, it's past that, but yeah.
No, but I love anniversary, so let me know what day it is. Like, I just love date stuff.
Yeah, I actually don't know the exact. I have to go back to the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's so cool.
Fresh face and nervous and that.
Were you nervous that day?
Yeah.
You don't look nervous, boy. We had people up here that looked.
Really? No, it's quite daunting. Especially
You think so?
all the cameras.
Because of the lights?
Obviously the production's high level, but you're just constantly cognizant of the fact that people are watching you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be quite nervous.
To be fair though, because even though I was podcasting when I started this, you know, I deep the other day, Brent, I've got some years in this game. I'm never gonna lie to you.
Is it?
Because when I started TDA, I was podcasting for like 4 years or 5 years, something like that.
Right, so that's where all the confidence comes from.
But even though, I still felt nervous starting this.
Really?
Yeah,
like it's a new venture,
first few shows. Because I guess it's different.
Yeah, it's a new venture. I'm assuming there's new people.
Yeah, I didn't know anybody. The only person I knew was Brent.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I knew of Margs. I was a fan of Margs.
Okay.
Which is really cute, actually, because now look at us. And I've actually got, I think I said this before, I've got a tweet where I was like, oh my gosh, Margs is so funny. I want to be friends with him.
Really?
Yeah, now he's my brother. Isn't that sweet?
I knew no one.
Wouldn't go do it.
I didn't know Brent. Obviously, I didn't know you. I didn't know Margs. I didn't know.
Yeah, you don't know E-Man.
I still know no one.
Still don't know E-Man? Neither do we.
I see E-Man more here than I do outside.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Where I met him, I don't see him there, like, at all.
Yeah.
If we cross paths, it's like, oh shit, it's like a novel.
Hello you. We sent you social media yesterday chatting on topic of the day.
So you're telling me that I'm probably more of a best friend than Emmanuel is to you. Why are you looking at Esther for? I asked you a question.
You're shocked at how you got there.
Yeah.
I talk to you more than you talk to Emmanuel.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, this is cute.
Yeah.
Like you and Ben being besties.
There we go.
That's really sweet. Because you just got Tom and Jerry. It's really nice.
Yeah,
love that.
This guy.
Wonderful. He was in Brent's seat this morning. Imagine. I thought it was Brent singing his heart out. I was about to say Brent.
Yeah, Ramsey was singing Drew Hill apparently.
You know, honestly, Brent, when I tell you, as soon as I came out of my car, and I turned my engine off, I could hear music. I said, so what is this noise? Because I couldn't make out what it was. Then I got in my car and I could tell it was R&B and I said, Brent? Then as I was getting closer, I could hear an additional voice to the track. I said, I know that's not Brent singing. I was like, damn, like I'm gonna have to cancel my day. What's happened? I'm gonna have to sit down. And as soon as I walked in, I saw it, I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, man, in my bed, screaming my heart out.
You were really, Brent, he was really going for it. You know, I used to hear someone over the track, over Drew Hill. You know, them boys be on the knees singing
100%.
hard.
100%.
On their knees.
You know, I miss that though. Bring back that kind of love, man.
Yeah, that's real. I
love a guy's on his knees.
Trust me,
you
that
know.
that when they're in the sand and all that.
Oh, you know when they
yeah,
slide
R&B.
across the wet floor, the wet road,
I missed
wet
that.
gravel.
Yeah, I missed that type of R&B, man. I had Donald Jones lined up. I was only the start. I had the
imagine.
remix after that, and then I had Donald Jones,
So
and then
early
I
in
had
the morning.
Mariah Carey after. Yeah, man. And then Brent's computer fucked it all up.
What's your favorite Mariah song?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Mine was always Be My Baby.
Mm.
Oh, that song just does it for me every time. Because what? Retweet Mariah. That's a tune. That's a flipping tune. Bless her heart, man.
That's the good old days, man.
What a diva. Love her.
What are you saying, though, Brent?
Yeah, how are you, Brent?
I'm all right. Thank you very much. Morning. Thanks for coming in, by the way.
First of all, you don't thank him anymore. He's now part of the cast. You don't get thanks. I don't get thanks for coming in every day.
Fair.
You ain't getting thanks for coming. Sorry, you're not a guest. I said thanks for coming in. What?
Okay.
This is his job now. Like, what the hell?
Because he's on the door.
Okay, you got a picture in here, and you're gonna thanks for coming in. Can you imagine the audacity?
Apologize.
Nope. Take it back. Nice to see you.
So
More
nice to see you, to see you nice.
See you nice. Good morning, Babiel. Good morning, Davina. Good morning, TJ. Good
Morning, Babiel. I've got some words for you.
Good morning, Imi Snow Globe. Congratulations on your new job.
Oh, big up, Amy.
All right. Getting out there. That's good. Teddy Tibbs. Good morning, Kevin Thompson. Good morning, OMB. Good morning, Starship Uhuru. Good morning, Izzy
What was
Bambino.
Starcrow?
Huh?
Is that Starcrow reinvented?
No.
Oh.
I think it's somebody that's been here for a while.
Okay.
Starship Uhuru. Good morning, Mother Booth. Good morning, Von. Good morning, Fernand. Good morning, Dr. Amani. Good morning, Stacy. Cool.
Morning, y'all.
Let me just
Hope you
do
guys
a
are
little
good.
housekeeping. I think yesterday I told you about something that Heather sent through.
Big up Heather every
all
single
the
time.
All the
Love
time. Esther, have you heard anything about Slave Play? The play that's on right now? I think we talked about
We talked about it a while
months
ago. Yeah. People are taking their white partners and what.
Yeah. But it's showing up until 21st of September and a couple...
Or they're giving us free tickets.
No. But a couple of people have asked us if it is. We're going to see it.
Yeah, if you pay for it.
They want to hear a review of it.
I'm not watching. I'm not paying to go and watch a black man get whipped in the name of love and sex. What the hell? But no, guys, if you guys... Are you going to see it?
I've checked the ticket prices out, and I'm thinking, is it something I should ask Esther if she wants to go and check out with me? I may even ask like Christy if she wants to go and check it out.
Christy!
Yeah, just to traumatize
Brent.
her, innit?
Okay, well, I'm seeing separately. Because they're going to kick us out.
She was screaming, hey!
They're going to kick... Like, they're going to be like, that entire row? Them poor white people that don't even know us. All of us getting kicked out. Okay, if it's an excursion, I'll go.
Oh man! All right. Let me put up this link. So it is for any 19-year-olds who are not planning to go to university.
Okay, good. Well, not good, but well, it's good.
What is it again? All right. So if you know any young person not planning on going to university in September 2024, but want to earn and learn, this opportunity may be for them. Build the Way is offering 9 traineeship placements to young Londoners at a selection of different architecture practices in London starting in October 2024. Each trainee is paid London living wage for a 32-hour week with an additional 1 day a week at the London School of Architecture undertaking their EPQ. With no experience-based barriers to application, places are offered to those who can show a passion for design and cities. This is a 9-month entry-level architecture traineeship providing an alternative and accessible route into a career designing and making buildings, spaces, cities, and communities. For more details, see below. And here is the website, www.buildtheway.co.uk. www.buildtheway.co.uk. This is their website here. Nice and easy to navigate and sign up. So if you are 19 and are interested in architecture and want an easy way in, you have a nice traineeship for 9 months, and afterwards you're bound to get some avenue into the industry, without going to university and whatnot. This is, for many people, more advantageous than going to university and studying. So please check this out. If it is that any young people are interested or may be interested or don't know yet what they may be interested in, please send them this link. I'll put it in the chat. And secondly, bang, that's the link. And secondly, Heather has sent over another link. Okay. Bang. So this is Children Go Free. Children go free for selected West End shows. When they get your children into theatre or just out of the house, they can go.
Just out of the house. To be honest, word.
Oh man. A child age 17 and under goes free when accompanied by an adult paying full price. Plus, an additional 2 children can attend for half price. This year, Kids Week performances will run from Wednesday, the 24th of July to Friday, the 6th of September. Let me show you the site. Bang. And here you go, Kids Week. Tickets and that. Boom, boom,
Wonderful.
boom. I'll send, leave the link in the chat, and I'll also put it in the description when I am doing the post. Anyway. Thank you very much, Esther.
That's
Back
all right.
to the
Okay.
programming.
Yeah, I think we can get into the show now, actually.
All right, the headlines.
All right. So, first headline: a spreadsheet issue led to more than 6,000 votes being missed from the declaration of the election result in Putney. Labour's Fleur Anderson held the South London seat in the July 4th contest, receiving what was announced on the night as 20,952 against Conservative Lee Roberts' total of 10,011. But on Wednesday, Wandsworth Council revealed that it had mistakenly failed to include 6,558 votes in the totals, publishing revised results on its website. A statement on Wandsworth Council website said, "We acknowledge a spreadsheet issue that resulted in not all the properly counted and allocated votes being included in the announcement on the night in Putney election count for the general election 2024. This was identified and the figures on this page have been updated. This did not affect the result or the order of the candidates." Wandsworth Conservative Party expressed anger at the mistake and called for a full explanation from the council. They just gave it to you. They just told you, they forgot. Anyway, our second headline, King Charles has delivered his first King's Speech under a Labour government at the state opening of Parliament. The speech included 40 new bills as part of Prime Minister Keir Starmer's plan to unlock growth and improve living standards for working people. Firstly, housing. The new Labour government has put housing at the centre of the plans to change the country. They've brought forward a number of measures to protect renters, including a strengthened version of the Renters Reform Bill. Secondly, workers' right. The Employment Rights Bill includes measures such as a ban on exploitative zero-hour contracts, banning fire and rehire, and also strengthening rights to sick pay and parental leave. Thirdly, transport. The government have brought forward legislation to begin the process of renationalising the railways. The Passenger Railway Services Public Ownership Bill will bring the railways into public ownership once their contracts expire. And our third headline is about the Renters Bill, and Labour will take action where the previous government has failed on protections for renters, including ending no-fault evictions. On Wednesday, Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer said too many people currently live with a threat of insecurity and injustice, and so we will make sure everyone can grow up in the secure housing they deserve. We will introduce tough new protections for renters, end no-fault evictions, and raise standards to make sure homes are safe for people to live in. Vowing to take action where the previous government has failed, he said the new bill will include ending Section 21 evictions. No timeframe was mentioned as part of the King's speech on Wednesday, but in its manifesto, Labour pledged to immediately abolish Section 21 no-fault evictions. And that's it for this segment. Let's get into what you saying topic of the day. All right, we are talking about love and relationships. Favorite thing to talk about. Love it, love it, love it. And the question for today is, has the idea of one day meeting the one stopped us from creating the one? Immediately, I say no, because you can't make people change. You can't. Like, it just screams change to me. But anyways, how do men, let's go through the questions. How do men and women identify the one? Do we see different things? What things matter to you? Do you guys believe in the one?
I don't think so. I don't think there's just one person for you in the world.
Why is that?
I don't know, I feel it's quite limiting.
You're greedy.
But personally...
That's what I'm hearing.
Huh?
You're greedy.
Nah, I feel like I probably wasn't the easiest person to get on with in the beginning. And I feel like I grew with my wife and then I became the person I am today. So I don't know, I think you can kind of mold into the person. Obviously, if they have the right foundation for you, I think you're able to grow with your partner.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It does.
So I don't necessarily believe in the one per se. I feel like it's quite idealistic and it's limiting on the person.
What do you think the one means though?
My interpretation when people say the one is that it ticks literally every box. So it takes their preferences, it takes the personality they're looking for, it probably takes some of the economic status. That's what I think when someone says the one, right?
Well, I don't think that.
As in the perfect person?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you think the one is?
I think so. Yeah, okay. The one, right? So when someone says I'm looking for the one, it usually meets all of their criteria, whether aesthetically or economically. I think that's how I always interpreted the one.
Okay. So you don't believe that you're with the one?
No, that's not what I said. I'm saying I grew up with.
You're way too far.
My wife.
sorry.
What's he saying?
Sorry. Because when you said that, you don't believe that there's just one person, right?
Yeah.
And in my memory, you've only really been with one person.
Yes.
Have you?
Pretty much. I don't really count dating like 15 as dating. Little child.
So in my mind, you should really be saying yes if you don't plan to basically have another.
I don't plan to have another, but that's because I'll always be looking for someone similar to her.
So she is the one.
Yeah, for me.
Oh, it's so cute.
See how I got you to basically
Whatever.
How do I subscribe to what you said you don't subscribe to? You phony.
I feel like, when people haven't found the person, I feel like I feel like they're making life harder for themselves. I feel like if the person that you're with doesn't, especially if it's economics, right? Say the person ticks what they're looking for. Say a guy looks for a girl. She has a nice body. She has a nice face. She has a nice family. I feel like people sleep on the whole family part as well. I feel that's a very important factor when meeting a partner. I feel like people usually look for job, the aesthetic, and probably previous history, but they neglect to focus on family because obviously family is where they come from. So if they have negative people around them, that will affect them going through. That affects them in such a strong way. So obviously, in regards to my wife, her mum's lovely. I get along with her family. Everything's amazing. We all have the same values, and I feel like that's important. And I feel like people tend to overlook that, but that will affect you going forward.
In which ways? For example, if you met your wife and it didn't have similar values, the family didn't have similar values to you, you would then consider not pursuing things with?
I feel like it would complicate things. I feel like, say I had a child with, say I met a woman and she ticked all my boxes, except for, say, her, no, it doesn't have to be, right, let's muddle it all together. Religious beliefs, political beliefs, lifestyle beliefs, right? So say her family didn't really exercise, they don't believe in eating healthy, they don't, they believe in, I don't know, they're conservative, they are atheist, but they, you know when some people just live by an ideology and let them, it defines them. Do you know what I mean?
Do you do that?
No. Because I'm vegan, but it isn't me. I'm not just vegan. Like, some people let certain aspects of their lives define them.
How about Free Palestine?
I believe in that, but that's not only me. I'm multifaceted. I'm saying some people just let one part of their lives define their whole lives. But don't sidetrack me, man.
Sorry.
In regards to the family, like, if it could be something you could deal with when you two are together, but if you're taking the relationship seriously and say you want to have children, that ideology has the potential of getting in your child's head.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a danger that I wouldn't want. Or if they, I don't know how to explain it, but say they just weren't nice people. Say they weren't forgiving, they weren't lovely, they weren't all of that. I feel like that would then start to creep into the relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How?
Is this just Ramsey?
If I had to speculate, it would that negative, those negative feelings, in my opinion, those negative thoughts would reflect in your partner. She will start to show those. She will start to show the stuff that you disagree with in the relationship.
If she subscribes to what they subscribe to?
What she would do is family. It's
Not
hard
necessarily,
not to.
you know.
I feel like more often than not, they do.
Because that's what I was going to say, that I agree with what you're saying, because I do look at people's families and where they come from, and I do believe that, like, if you're, like, your family plays a big part on who we become, as who we are.
Yeah.
That's all you ever known. And, like, a lot of our traits and characters and things like that, like, is defined by family, right? As you get older is when you start to separate your thinking, possibly start to separate your thinking from that of your family.
Yeah.
So that is something that I look at as well in a guy. However, I disagree with she would be the same way, because again, it's about people's personal growth. So you can grow up and then you might not believe in the thing that your family believes in. And you grow up and you're now on your personal journey. So you're not, like, your family don't dictate to you how you think. Does that make sense? Like, your self-work then separates you from your family. So with me, I've always said, when it comes to a partner, if my partner comes from, like, a family that's, let's just say, for lack of a better word, a problematic family, for me, it's about what my partner's role in that is.
Okay.
So if you're someone who knows, you know your family's problematic, and you kind of separate yourself from your family, not that you don't want to talk to them or whatever, but you are aware of their problems. You've done the best that you can in that. They're not going to change. They're who they are. But you are aware of that, and you've done work and are doing work to change the way that you've been raised and whatnot, like the ideologies you have, or maybe the character you have, blah, 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 whatever. For me, that's fine. It's if you're unaware that the way your family operates is a problem. That would be a problem for me. Do you get what I mean? But a lot of people think, like, I just remember years ago, there was some guy, it's funny now, trying to move to me now, but it's just like, okay. He was like how basically he can't date a girl who hasn't got a father. Okay. And at the time, he didn't know that was my story. But it really hurt me, because I was like, it didn't hurt me like I'm taking it personally, but I just felt like that's such an ignorant way to think, because, like, first of all, people don't have dads because they chose not to have, well, you get what I mean? Like, that's not a life that I chose for myself, for you to then say that you can't date a gaffer, because he basically was like, she basically comes from a broken family and he doesn't want that. And even though he's got a right to think that, but it was just weird to me, because I would in my mind I would think that it's about the individual rather than just what happened to them that they didn't have any control of.
What was his reasoning?
Because he comes from a broken family.
Oh, right, that's it.
Yeah, so he comes from he comes from a two-parent family, clearly. And he just felt like he wants to be with someone who's also from a two-parent family, because he feels as though, he wouldn't want to be with someone who comes from who doesn't have a father, because he feels like it's come from a broken family and she'll have issues and she'll have whatever.
Okay, that's dumb.
Of course it is.
That's dumb.
Because it's about the individual. Do you get what I mean? But I think for me, I've always just thought about, it's more how, like, for example, respectfully, if your mum's a witch, yeah. But if you know your mum's a witch and you enable your mum's witchcraft, oh, I'm not involved. If you know your mum's a witch.
Oh, you mean an actual witch?
No, not a witch. Like, when I say witch, I mean that she's bad vibes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
not
not
like
an
Sabrina
actual
the Teenage Witch
sorcerer.
type.
No. No, but I mean, like, say your mum is not a very nice person. You know, those mums that
I know
those mums are very
about.
like over their son.
Possessive
Like, marry your
and,
son. You know, this kind of mum.
Christie's worst nightmare.
Yeah, basically. So if your mum is like that, or your family is like that, you got sisters like that, you just got family like that.
It's family, yeah.
If you're aware that your family is like that and you let me know they're like that, ignore it, and you can stand up for what is right with your family, then that's fine. I can be with a guy like that. But if you're somebody who, you know your mum's a mukmuk, but you be enabling her foolishness constantly, I personally can't be with that.
You're saying that now, and I feel like, that's good to think.
Yeah.
That family, however, even though he sees that he's the black sheep, so say he's the black sheep, that family will always continue to be an anchor for your relationship. That's still his mum. So say his mum is still a witch, when you lot grow up and eventually have kids, the mum will still play a role. I feel like that will always be there, and in some circumstances can be an anchor for the relationship.
No, but I believe in setting boundaries with your parents. Like, for me, it's so funny because I was actually thinking about this conversation earlier, but I didn't even know what we're talking about today. I have personal thoughts, basically. And the whole like podcast episodes in my head. But basically, I was thinking about like how, like, I believe in setting boundaries with family. I believe in, for me, a title of a person's role title in my life makes no difference if you're a piece of shit. So if you're like, say for example, like, I don't subscribe to the whole, that's to your mum at the end of the day. That's to your dad at the end of the day. That's to your sister at the end of the day. If you're somebody who does not respect me, who does not respect boundaries, who is not somebody that on a normal, like, if not for this title, you're not somebody that I will choose to have in my life, that title holds no weight for me. That's just how I am. Like, I've always been like that. Since I was a kid, I've always questioned stuff like that. Like, why people would do stuff. And because it's family, you should just let it slide. I don't believe in that. So even with that, if your family move the way they move, if you know that they're just not very nice people, and they go out of their way to make things uncomfortable for your partner, if you cannot stand up to that, regardless of whether that's your mum or whatever, if you cannot say, do you know what, that's the way you're moving is wrong, or whatever, I can't be with somebody like that because you have no backbone, and also that's gonna be a problem in our relationship. I'm not saying you have to cut your family off, but have boundaries. Let them know that no, you can't say like that. No, you can't do that. You can't, like, you will not do stuff like that around here. That's, for me, that's very, very important. That's, so when I think about with partners and stuff, I absolutely have to, I always think about the family. I would not be with somebody on account of their family.
100%, I get you.
If you're a sheep for your family, I will 100% not be with you on account of that, because that just looks like suffering. And I don't believe in that.
100% agree with you. I think I spoke briefly on my relationship with my dad, and I'm exactly the same. Like, I drop people, regardless of your family, your cousin, your dad.
Anybody, nobody above blocking.
If you fuck about, and you do stuff to intentionally hurt family, then you're out. I agree with that 100%. I'm the black sheep of my family, because culture and religion plays a part. Because then in Islam, it's like, no, you know, heaven is beneath your mother's feet. Heaven is beneath your father's feet. They're all that, and especially in Morocco, it's a big thing to have respect for your family, regardless of what they've done. I don't subscribe to that.
That's Nigerian, so I don't subscribe to that.
Really? It might be just the African thing as a whole. What's this?
I think people are trying to gaslight me, right? Because in my head, this has already been asked and answered, right? Without me having to look at the screen. I swear we did this with you, right? But please, answer it again, please.
So Kevin Thompson says, I couldn't even get the word out. Kevin Thompson says, ask him if he doesn't believe in the one, why does he have one wife?
Ask him if he don't believe in the one, why do I have one wife? Because I love my wife, Kevin, and I don't want her to be with someone else, and she doesn't want to be with someone else. Just because there might be someone else that could fit my criteria. Might is a big fucking word. I don't want to hurt my wife. That's the boundaries we have set as a couple. If you're, what's the word? What's the manual's word? Is it polygamous?
Polygyny.
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 pigeon-toed, whatever. if that's what you're into, that's fine. I don't have any issue with it. But in regards to me and my family, it's not. I love my wife and I'm happy with her. I don't need no one else.
Do you know what it speaks to as well? I think it's also, it might be how Kevin Thompson sees the one. I think what I'm realizing now, we've all got different definitions of the one.
Okay,
because what I believe the one is just that person. It's not about them being perfect or whatever. Is the person that you're willing, that you want to do life with. It's like I found the one doesn't mean literally the perfect one and doesn't mean number one. It's like, this is the one I'm going to do life with.
So Kevin might have someone who is happy for him to have side chicks, is what you're saying?
Yeah, apparently Kevin does.
Okay,
he
cool.
told us that.
Then that works for him then.
Didn't he say he's got
So
multiple...
why is he so angry then? Why is he
Kevin
angry
maybe
all
like
the
Solomon,
time?
he's got concubines.
Yeah, he said
Kevin,
he's
what's
got a
wrong
few.
with you, bruv?
He said
If
he's
you
got a
got
few.
yours, then let man chill. Like, man.
But that's the thing. So I feel like we've all got, like, people have different definitions of what the one is.
Yeah, okay.
Because when you said about the one, I was thinking, that ain't it.
Yeah.
That ain't it. What do you think the one is, Brent?
I think that, well, what I used to think was...
I thought you were going to say the word beanie. I don't know why.
What did I think the one used to be? The one used to be the one I would marry and never love another like her, right? That was what I used to think. And then I grew up with my thinking, right? And I came to the realization or the theory that there are 3 great loves in one's life.
Yes, you told me this.
Yeah. 3 great loves. And if it is you're able to basically have 1, 2, or 3, you're a blessed person.
Can you tell me what the 3 is out there? Because I don't know.
I have to, I was trying to find it on my phone whilst as you're talking. And I don't want to attempt saying it until I find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to attempt saying it.
Go on.
From memory, but I can't. I think, wasn't it like the first one was like something like you like when you're younger or something like that? Like that kind of like, that crush, that kind of like the first person you like and da-da-da-da-da. And then the second person is like when you're older and you realize like it feels different. It's more meaningful, has more substance, blah, blah, blah. But then that could cause you the heartbreak. That changes things, that just changes your mind and your belief in love and stuff like that. Not in a negative way, but you mature from that not working out.
Right.
And then the third person, out of all the things you've learned and whatever, is the person you end up settling down with.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So in those stages, the first would be your first. You know nothing other than what you feel, and you're like, oh, it's all encompassing, right?
It's so pure.
The second one, you will learn a lot about yourself in that relationship.
Yeah.
Right? And then learn a lot about yourself. You know what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want. You know what it is that your boundaries are, this, that, and next. And you start setting the parameters for what you want in life, right? So if it is that ends, the next one would be the one.
Okay.
Do you understand? But all are
Significant.
yeah, 100%, because they're different stages of your life, different stages of growth and understanding. So I would never, because it's I'm coming from a Christian point. Do you understand? And we're only kind of taught to just kind of have really one person.
We say that though. Because I think about Abraham and I think about Solomon. Solomon was a whore. Like,
yeah. This is before Christ, right?
yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Cause I can't remember. Yeah. And then Jesus said, hey, you cannot be trusted with good things. Yeah. But yeah, so the one for me is just that person. When I was younger, I did think that you have that one person. When I've gotten older, you know when they say, life is what you make it. Okay, well the one is whatever I make. I think that you just don't have. I don't believe you have just one person.
Okay.
Because anything could happen.
Yeah. What?
God forbid your partner passes away. Well, you're telling me I'm stuck. I have to be just stuck on the memories of the old one. No, I will heal. And if God brings another one my way,
I don't know.
guess what?
I don't know about that.
I'm loving that.
I don't know about that.
I think you got me. Sometimes I feel like you might decide that you don't want to based on what you had with that person, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily believe that for everybody who maybe suffers the loss of their partner,
No. Yeah.
it means that's all you could ever have. Why is mine like that?
Sorry, Stacey, our US correspondent, just sent
Stacey.
in something. And she said, is this in line with what you mean? To be honest, when I say I'm looking for it, it's because I wrote a piece about it. And
okay.
I'm looking to reference that. I didn't know that this was something any other people thought about.
I thought about.
Yeah,
You coined this.
No, as in, in my head I did because I
to be fair.
didn't get it from anywhere. And obviously how it is, I've articulated it. It's unique to me. You know how it is that you don't like me talking in a certain way about things, like describing things in a poetic way.
No, just not about music.
Fair. So this Reddit post says we only fall in love with 3 people in our lifetime, each one for a specific reason. Wow, this resonates with me so much. I'm currently going through a breakup. I'm not reading all of this. This is a long email. This is just the title that you've asked me to basically read. No.
Still scrolling.
I'm still scrolling.
Put the link.
I'm not.
Because actually, I'll read it in my spare time.
right,
Not
cool.
now.
He
I ain't
did
got time
this.
for that. So the writer is going for heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they wrote like that. You know you're going for heartbreak. You've been writing, boy.
Shit.
Shakespeare ain't got nothing on you, boy.
Nah, I nearly.
Shakespeare had nothing on me.
nearly picked up on that
My
one.
rhymes were rhyming and all sorts.
Do you know what's mad? Is when I was younger, I said to my mum, I'm never getting married.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I was only settling down one girl.
Why
So
did
that's not happy. It's just how I was when I was
Oh,
younger.
because you thought you were going to be a...
Yeah, I was like, I ain't settling down one
Your
girl. I
wholesome
ain't
husband
happening.
now.
I'm not getting married. I was telling my mum, da-da-da. And then I was the first one to get married.
Look at that. You didn't even try to fight back. You didn't even try.
I just remember looking at all the girls and be like,
You know what you think that, but like with me, like when I'm with somebody, I only have eyes for that person. Like they're the only person I find attractive, the only person I want to be with, the only person I want to spend time with. Like, I'm such a monogamous angel.
Amen. Never change. I think
can't.
she's asked me to read the headlines, and this I can do. Right?
Okay, fair.
Love number 1, the soulmate, the love that looks right.
Okay.
Often our first is when we are young, in high school even. It's the idealistic love, the one that seems like the fairy tales we read as children. This is the love that appeals to what we should be doing for society's sake, and probably our families. We enter into it with the belief that this will be our only love, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't feel quite right, or if we find ourselves having to swallow down our personal truths to make it work, because deep down we believe that this is what love is supposed to be. Because in this type of love, how others view us is more important than how we actually feel. It's a love that looks right. Love number 2, the karmic love, the hard love. The second is supposed to be our hard love, the one that teaches us lessons about who... Flashback there.
I think it's so
Laugh
wild.
long. Laugh long.
Imagine I advertising hard love.
The second is supposed to be our hard love, the one that teaches us lessons about who we are and how we often want or need to be loved. This is the kind of love that hurts, whether through lies, pain, or manipulation. We think we are making different choices than our first, but in reality, we are still making choices out of the need to learn lessons. But we hang on. Our second love can become a cycle. Oftentimes, one we keep repeating because we think that somehow the ending will be different than before. Yet, each time we try, it somehow ends worse than before. Sometimes it's unhealthy, unbalanced, or narcissistic even. There may be emotional, mental, or even physical abuse or manipulation. Most likely, there will be high levels of drama. This is exactly what keeps us addicted to the storyline, because it's the emotional roller coaster of extreme highs and lows, and like a junkie trying to get a fix, we stick through the lows with the expectation of the high. With this kind of love, trying to make it work becomes more important than whether it actually should.
Is this the second one?
Shit.
It's the love that we wish was right.
This is the second one.
That sounds shit.
Yeah.
Bloody hell,
Yeah,
man.
that sounds shit.
No, it's struggle.
And love
Torment.
number 3 is the twin flame, the love that lasts.
Aw.
And the third is the love we never see coming.
Aw.
Ebony and ivory. The one that usually looks all wrong for us, and that destroys any lingering ideals we clung to about what love is supposed to be.
I don't
It's
believe
the
any of
love
this.
that comes so easy it doesn't seem possible. It's the kind where the connection can't be explained and knocks us off our feet because we never planned for it. This is the love where we come together with someone and it just fits. There aren't any ideal expectations about how each person should be acting, nor is there pressure to become someone other than we are. We are just simply accepted for who we are already, and it shakes to our core. And it goes on and goes on and goes on and goes
So
on.
where am I in that stage? In those stages? Then?
Probably you skip to 3, baby.
Skip to 3.
I don't know, man.
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say I was still in stage 1.
Oh, you're planning to go to 2? You want the
No,
the
it's not
storm?
shit. It's a wrap. I'm not settling down with no one. If
Oh,
that's
you're
what it
saying
is.
if that's what's next, you're
Fuck
staying with
that.
number 1.
I've been saying. I've been
Said
saying that.
Lulu is a
That
Lulu.
Yeah, fuck that. It's not happening, man. It's not happening. That sounds shit.
Yeah, that doesn't sound how Brent. It was nice when Brent described it. Yeah. I mean, that third one don't even sound right. Sound like I should have been with the second or the first. That third one don't sound like it's a happy ending.
The third was happy.
Nah, man. The third it was sprinkled with stupid.
Was it? I must have missed that then.
Yeah, it was sprinkled with a bit of
missed
like delusion.
And
Like,
the third one is like, oh, let's see you there. Let's not work.
can you imagine? Like,
Let's ask the
don't be
question.
silly.
Yeah, let's accept you for who you are, whatever, all
Nah,
your faults
man.
and whatnot.
All right. Do you guys believe you can create the one?
If the foundation is there, yeah.
See, I just don't believe in creating partners.
See, I don't think I was 100% the one in the beginning.
I don't think she created you though, because you were willing.
But my foundations were there. But I couldn't articulate myself. I was passionate. I was all that.
So she grew to
Yeah.
like you.
I was definitely like still myself when I was younger, but
Yeah.
super rough around the edges. So I feel like she saw something there and she saw where my intentions were.
So the potential.
Yeah, and then we just grew together. And but bear in mind, we're both same age, so we both did stupid
Okay,
shit.
yeah.
So
you
we
grew
both
up,
learned
yeah.
from each other, and we both saw where we were wrong, and we both were open enough to admit that when we were wrong. So we both kind of grew. So I feel like it can.
growth.
Yeah. So if say one of us was stunted in our maturity, we wouldn't have stayed together. So I think both can be true.
I feel like whenever I think of creating the one, I think that you're trying to. I think of like you trying to
Ignore red flags.
Definitely, but I think also that you're trying to put into somebody something that isn't already there. Like, say for example, someone is like there's in the past there's guys that I've seen potential for, but not because they had a potential, but because I wanted them to have the potential, and because I felt like no, you would actually be a greater person if you just weren't a piece of shit. But guess what? They were who they were.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I think about creating the one, it just gives me that mindset of you trying to put into somebody something that already isn't there. If something's already there and it's nurtured and whatnot, then that's fine. Because sometimes there's stuff in people as well. There's traits in people that people just need the right environment for it to flourish.
The foundations.
Like flowers. Do you get what I mean? Like
Foundations,
you just
yeah.
need the right things poured into it.
Yeah.
Do you mean there's people that would want to share and they will let you know that I can't share because of X, Y, Z. You give them a safe space. What they're doing now, they're sharing. If you're with somebody who's like, I don't share, I'm not going to share, I'm never going to share. I know you expect them to share. Okay.
Who do you think, which sex is more lenient, the man or the woman in
Women.
that regard?
Women
Women are more lenient, so they ignore red flags, they ignore foundations, they ignore.
Women have been raised to ignore red flags. Like, women have been raised to be like, no man is perfect. Do you know how many times women hear no man is perfect? You just have to, he'll be all right, just, and then you have to think about your age. Iman's done it. Since he's not here, I might chat shit about him. He's done it a few times. When we had dilemmas, and the girls are saying, this is wrong with the guy, but I'm 35. And Iman's like, gosh, she's 35. Does she really think that, does she's not just, try and see out? Women are constantly told to settle. Like, consistently told to settle, consistently told to ride it out, consistently. And I find it funny because we're told that, but then when things don't work out and it's extreme, it's like, oh, you should have seen the red flags. But you told me to stop being strict. You told me to stop. You said I'm scaring I might be scaring guys away. You told me to be more patient. Like, women are actually told to raise men. And that's why my biggest thing has always been, I can't be with a guy that I've got to raise. Like, my biggest thing has always been, I cannot be with a guy who feels like a child, who feels like I'm having to rear a child. Where I have to teach you this, I have to teach you that, I have to teach you that.
You know what?
Oh
I
my
have
goodness.
heard a lot of that.
I saw a tweet the other day,
yeah.
yeah. This man took his kids to the hospital. He didn't know the kids' names. Something like that. He couldn't tell them. He only knew their traditional names. He couldn't tell them the English names, as in like what they're registered down as.
He sounds like an idiot.
Of course he's an idiot. But that's very common. On TikTok, I watch it all the time, you know, where like the woman's doing this and the guy's like, oh, the baby's pooped. But she's currently cooking and doing laundry. Clean it then. Well, clean the kid.
But it will always be framed like that because if the person posting it is the one that is
But that's
telling the
reality. I
story.
see that in reality as well, though. Like I speak to women of all different ages and stuff, and that's why I always find it funny whenever people talk about whenever people make reference to their parents' marriages and they're like, oh, we don't settle down, we don't stay committed like our grandparents were, and da da da. And I'm like, your grandma's on the high street telling me not to settle for men. Like your grandma is on the high street telling me to live the life that she wished she had lived, and that's facts. Like I'm not the only girl who lives like that. So when it comes to settling, women settle a lot more. Like, and I love that for men because men have boundaries. If you do something, it's like, think about cheating. How many men realistically will stay with a woman that's cheated on him? And how many women realistically stay with men that cheated on them? Because men are like, you did that to me, that's wild. I feel disrespected, I'm out. But then, so whenever, like, if a guy's done something to me that is wild, I always say to him, if I did that to you, what would you want me to do? And whenever they pause, I'm like, exactly, see? You want me to do something that you wouldn't do for me. So when it comes to settling and stuff, women definitely do. And I think even that whole the conversations around women, about women and women's biology, unfortunately makes them feel like they have to settle. A lot of women feel like they would rather settle than not. Like, even like being Nigerian and knowing how it is that, like in Nigeria, marriage is a social status. Doesn't matter if it's a good marriage or bad marriage. It's just marriage, period.
Yep.
It gives you some kind of respect in some kind of manner in society. So you can be in a piss poor marriage, you can be with the craziest guy, but
the whole
he's
make
married.
an honest woman out of a rhetoric. And all
Yeah,
that.
do you get me? Stuff like that. It's very weird. I would say that women are definitely 100% more lenient. Unfortunately, because of how it is, I feel like women have been socialized to be more lenient. And I always say as well, like even like I always say about Nigerian culture, the problem is that girls are raised to be wives and to be mothers, but men aren't raised to be the same. So you got a bunch of women who feel like they're ready to be wives and mothers with a bunch of men who are not ready to be that. And then the men feel like they get to sow their oats and whatnot and drop sperm here, there, and wherever else. And then they grow older and now they don't want to be the women that their age mate. They want to go for younger women. It's a whole thing. I feel like women are definitely, more. I would say they're more lenient. Like a lot of women even are with men because they feel like if I break up with you now, how am I going to find someone I'm going to grow with and whatever? The clock is ticking for me to have kids. Do you get me? They feel like I'm approaching 30, so if I meet somebody, I have to start again with them and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But then I'm 30. It's wild. What are you going to say?
Oh, I found it.
Oh, did you? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's very abridged. You know how I write. Every warm body. You get vexed already.
Say warm body.
Yeah.
Brent is a poet.
Every human
So a
being.
person that's alive.
Brent is a thespian.
Great.
Human being, bro.
You gotta get there. You gotta listen. Open your heart to it and listen to the magic of these words.
I know about that.
Has 3 great loves in their lifetime. One that breaks them, one that shapes them, and one they can never let go.
See, I told you Brent's nice. I like this one.
One that breaks them, one that shapes them, and one that they can't let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, never lets go.
Okay.
That was it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, well, you could have committed that to memory.
No, I thought I lost that forever though.
Shape break. Keep. There you go. Shape break, keep.
You know, love.
Laugh.
Laugh.
Laugh. Whenever I see that, someone's like,
That's a red flag. That's a red flag.
I feel
Fuck out.
like they're just getting into knowing themselves.
That's a red flag for me.
The first step. Okay, so do you feel how much does our readiness to meet the one impact actually recognizing the one?
Damn, say that again.
How much does our readiness to meet the one impact actually recognizing the one?
I didn't want to be with anyone before I met my wife.
So you definitely weren't ready.
No, I wasn't ready. I didn't want anyone. I was like,
Okay.
I'm single now. Cool. I'm just gonna
Okay,
chill.
so it didn't impact your recognizing the one.
I
How
guess
do you know your wife was the one for you?
Here's a funny story, yeah?
Oh, I love this. This is my shit. I love love.
Music.
Oh wow, okay.
Music.
You were destined to be Mr. Rotation.
So she was we were friends, yeah, for like a year. But I always thought, shit, she's sexy as fuck. She ain't gonna have it from me, yeah? Because back in our day, yeah, it was mostly the light-skinned guys with long hair that were bagging girls. I weren't light-skinned and I didn't have long hair, yeah? So I didn't think I
Long
could
hair,
bag her.
light skin.
Yeah, in South London, yeah. Secondary school to college, 100%. The mixed race shoots with the cane rolls and that were bagging girls.
Oh,
before
say
you
that.
say camera, don't you say long hair.
Don't do that.
I was thinking of like the white Jesus.
No, like long kind of cane
Oh,
roll.
cane roll.
or
Oh, that's like
plaited
Bow Wow.
or- yes.
Say that, babes.
Bow
That's a
Wow
very
or-
different image
Or,
to what
Omar-
I had.
or Omarion, because they were big around
Okay,
them
yeah,
times,
fair.
innit?
No fears in
So
him.
I wasn't that, but I could dress. That's all I had for me was my humor and the fact that I could dress, yeah?
Okay.
And I used to dance. Shut the fuck up.
Was it hip hop?
I did ask.
That's irrelevant.
Hey, it was hip hop.
It
You're like a hip hop dancer.
irrelevant.
You give hip hop dancer vibes.
Irrelevant.
What
You
type of?
give popping and locking it
tap,
vibes.
tap dancing. Whatever.
You went tap
Look,
dancing.
to tell the truth, what were you doing?
You were popping and locking it,
What
Brent.
were you doing?
I was popping and looking at
You
it.
were popping and locking it. So I told you were giving Chris Brown vibes.
While I was young, irrelevant. Yeah. Anyway,
so interesting.
back to the story. Yeah. We were friends for a long time, so I knew that we could get along on that level. But I never thought she would fuck with me.
What?
I never thought she'd fuck with me. I never thought she would like me.
Oh, I thought you meant. I forgot the width.
You're
I
not
didn't hear
putting
the width.
anything past him. That's because that's
Word.
What do you mean?
I could hear you saying what she thought you
Yeah,
said.
I didn't hear the width.
Oh no, she went. I
That's
didn't think
freaking
she'd
wild.
fuck with me. Like I didn't think
Okay,
she'd
fair.
like me.
I think he means what I thought he means because you keep saying the width so quick.
Fuck with me means mess with me. Like she wouldn't.
No,
like,
I know what you mean.
Oh, okay, all right. So I remember sitting down with her, and I remember we were just talking. This is us as friends now, yeah. And we start. This is before, like slightly before. I think we got together, but there was like little what's the word? Clues, like here and there was her
yeah.
humor. Music was big, so she was like, she knew artists. I remember saying like super obscure, like Dwele. I must have said Dwele. She's like, yeah, I know Dwele. I was like, what, Slum Village? She was like, yeah. I said, swear fucking down. And this is back. I can't remember what we listened to in college. I know it was big back in those times, 2008, 2009 times. I don't know what we listened to, but I was always listening to shit that was different. So the fact that she knew about my obscure music was big for me. And she, Team America was big at that time. Yeah, so she watched Team America, I watched Team America. Like it's very shit, kind of dumb humor in it. But we both shared the same thing. We both had the same values. But that's pretty much how I knew, like, holy shit. And that's when I said to her, yo, like, I told her that I liked her. And she was like, I had no idea. Because obviously I kept that shit on the wraps for like a while. But yeah, pretty much in a nutshell, that's when I knew like she was definitely the one.
Is she Muslim now?
No.
Why are you silent?
That's what it was. That's what I wanted to know.
Nah,
Exactly.
in Islam the woman doesn't have to convert. But it's not the same for the
Oh, so
other way
she's
around.
not.
She's not Muslim. She's not Muslim. She
is it?
wasn't Muslim. She's not Muslim now.
I didn't know the women. I thought the women had to convert.
No. I might be wrong. Shit. Am I wrong? That shows you how.
I've known people that converted.
Nah, I believe it's the woman that doesn't have to convert. But if a woman wants to get with a man, the man has to convert.
Wait, what?
A Muslim woman can't be with a non-Muslim man.
So he has to convert,
Yes,
but a Muslim man can be with a non-Muslim woman.
I believe so.
So why have women been converting then? Love.
Yeah, why don't you just keep the thing? Stay
What thing?
Christian or
Because I've
something.
known women
She's
that have
not Christian.
converted.
No, I didn't say she was. Because I didn't, in my head, I didn't think a Muslim man would actually marry a Christian woman
Okay,
And-
it happens.
and leave her as a Christian and not want to basically try to convert her.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to change her.
No, fair.
Oh, so is your wife Christian?
No, she's not Christian. She's
She's atheist.
agnostic.
What's agnostic?
It's when they believe in something or not via a specific
Oh,
religion.
okay.
Not via a specific path.
So music brought you all together and
That's
where
really
it
sweet,
shows.
actually.
Music and friendship and yeah, just getting to know each other, yeah. But music was a big part for me at the time.
How was your first kiss? How did that happen?
So
Look at you smiling. Look at him.
so I told her that, you know, this is how you know as an egotistical boy, yeah, I told her, I told her I liked her. I told her I think I like you.
Can you imagine?
I had to leave some wiggle room, innit?
He's giving come if you want.
in case she weren't having it. And then she was shocked because obviously I didn't. But by these times I already stayed over at her house.
Okay.
We already like I slept in the same bed as her. Never made a move. I never made anything. 16, 17. It was around 17 time. Never made a move. Never done anything like that.
Brent, what now?
Was this her house?
Her house, yeah.
Is her mummy white?
Her mum's white, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because
Right.
sorry, because when that's where my mind went. I said, "Wow, you son really had
In the same bed too?
liberties."
Yeah,
Was the
never-
door locked?
Yeah, never made a move. Never
So
done
you a
anything like that.
friend?
I was a friend, yeah. I never
Aw,
done.
that's
I'm
really
not-
sweet then.
No, I don't. I'm not into sexual harassment. Trigger warning.
Amen. To
No,
that.
I'm saying she also probably saw you as a friend. And mum also probably saw you as a friend. I mean, Brethren.
Her mum said she had suspicions that I liked her.
Yeah, because you used to walk around like...
It's- you can tell when a guy likes a guy, just following her like a lost puppy.
But then if you let my big sister tell it, God rest her soul, she would say that she always thought that she liked me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
She already did that. I feel like you liked each other. You guys were just playing games.
Well, she's the sister, you know? She's going to see it with a lens on, innit?
Actually,
I
yeah,
guess so,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna. Yeah, it's gonna.
My brother can't be the puppy dog. He can't be the follower.
Yeah. So yeah, it was
You're
a
right.
bit. It was a bit. Maybe it was a bit like that. And then we must have had like the evening. We stayed at at a friend's house, and then we were kind of cuddly and stuff. And I remember anyway. next day.
What? So...
No. That's irrelevant. Next day.
Cuddly
So-
and stuff.
so we-
Wait a minute.
so
So y'all were there hugging like intimately before y'all actually kissed another time.
Yes.
But
Strictly speaking.
in hugging intimately, it didn't lead to a kiss?
No, because we were watching TV. So we were hugging.
Talk to
And-
me what that looks like.
So it was like that.
And where was her head? On your chest?
Yeah, on my chest or on my shoulder.
That ain't no friendship thing like that.
No, but then I told her I liked her.
Whilst you were
This is the
doing that?
day I said I liked her.
And there was no kiss then?
No, bro, let me land. I ain't finished.
No,
So-
because I thought that cuddling was separate to when it is you
and plus my boy was there as well. So I only have a first kiss when we were just next to. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, we slept in the same bed. Nothing happened, and then in the morning, we both turned around and then we kissed. So that was our first kiss.
Oh, that's cute.
Sounds like beautiful. It was beautiful. The morning after.
Morning after,
Yeah. That's when it is.
because I was still
all night you guys have been thinking.
I was still reading the room because I remember I was holding her and she randomly moved and got up and I was like, oh, she ain't fucking me. She ain't fucking me, I can't. I was like, I wasn't going to make the next move in case I didn't want to, you know what I mean? I don't move unless it's 100% sure, innit?
You're fair.
I read the room.
That's what
Word.
So,
happened.
but then it was funny because we spoke about it after and she was like, you didn't hold me after, so what was going on? I was like, oh no, you got up and then you didn't initiate it back. In my head, I'm like, if you're the one who broke it, surely you'd be the one to initiate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all
But
just silly
if
childish
people
shit.
look at you now, it just makes sense.
What?
Like y'all go together,
Yeah,
like visually.
visually.
Mm.
Oh, that's nice. Because sometimes you don't get that with couples. Sometimes couples are so similar, you think they're siblings.
Y'all look similar. Like I said, y'all go together.
I think couples start to look alike the more time, like the longer they're together. It's really sweet.
You know you're a handsome guy, you know. You know somebody sent an email saying that I think I have a crush on
Oh.
this married man.
I doubt it.
Did they say this married man?
Wait. No, I'm not even making this up. They actually, I read it out in the intro, the Spotify comment.
I did.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and then I think it was Fernand that said, Fernando Black Rob, I can't remember who it was. Does Ramsey know about the person who sent in that particular thing?
I don't have no recollection of that. Must
Don't
have
worry
missed
about that. Maybe it was your wife that did it.
that. Yeah, maybe. I
Aw.
support.
That's cute. Supporting her
But
babes.
yeah, man, you guys look good together, man.
Yeah, I
do.
appreciate it.
A
Thank you.
beautiful family.
Yeah, and your son's a handsome boy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's it called? Black Rob seems to think that I'm very negative about relationships and men and stuff. You asked me a question about who's more lenient.
I did.
And I gave you the reasons why
You
women
did.
are more
We
lenient.
had your argument. Yep.
Okay. I
But
just
don't you
think-
agree with what Esther said?
Yeah. The point she was making, I can't see it. When I think about the women that I know in my life and the red flags that they have ignored, and you're right. We do say when things fuck up, did you not see it? Even when I meet a new, I'm possibly And possibly this is where I get myself in trouble. So I'd meet someone for the first time and then they would be very open with me and they'll say, oh, my ex-husband done this, my ex-husband done that.
Yeah.
And my first question is, did you not see the red flags?
Yeah.
Because tell me, because it's scary when you hear those kind of stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether it's mental abuse or physical abuse, trigger warning, I guess. But I always ask them, did you not see the red flags? And some of them see, actually, all of them say no. All of them say, no, I didn't see it. But then on a smaller scale, if I talk to people that are dating, a lot of them ignore the red flags because, like you said, they're conscious of time. Yeah. They're conscious of the fact that there's not enough fish as they thought they were. So yeah, I don't think I disagree with.
Yeah, I think with me, I no longer I don't share things with people anyway, for the most part. So also, yeah, Black Woman's like, oh, people in healthy relationships don't talk about the other sex that way. So you are in a relationship, and let me cook. You are in a relationship, and you have no sense of awareness whatsoever for what women deal with, what they may deal with, what their reality is. So you need to watch yourself. Talking about, just back a few days, I keep my foot off this pedal. Your foot has never been on the pedal.
He said, vroom, vroom.
Can you imagine? While he's on a tricycle. Boy, bye. Anyways, yeah, I don't believe in telling people about like my relationships and stuff like that because I find that people project and people... So basically, something that I think is a big deal, someone else will say to me it's not a big deal. But it's not a big deal for them based on the standards that they have or like what they're able to deal with. And I think that's how the settling thing starts to happen. Because Izzy even said that is Izzy a guy or a girl, actually?
Izzy is a guy.
A guy. So he was saying how he wouldn't necessarily say women are told to settle. It's just like, oh, what did he say? I have to get it.
Who's Izzy?
Izzy Bambino.
Is that Bambino's a guy?
Yes.
I thought it was a girl the whole time.
You're lying. I
Izzy
thought it was a girl.
Bambino is a guy.
Oh, my bad, Izzy.
Let me just double check.
Okay, so Izzy said, yeah, I'm not sure if women are being told to settle. I think it's more that their ick list / red flags are irrelevant when finding the right partner. That's telling people to settle. Because if I say, for example, I'm like, oh, I don't like guys that do this. And then I'm talking to my girl and she's like, oh, that's not that deep, Esther. That's fine. But the thing is, based on my personality, based on my experiences and life, blah, blah, this is an issue for me. And then you tell me it's not that bad. Because it's an issue for me, over time, that issue is going to grow. Do you know what I mean? Like, I dated a guy once I was very clingy. I didn't like the fact that he was clingy. I didn't like clingy people. I didn't like the fact that he was clingy. And I could see down the road that this is wild because I'm going to want to do things and be my own individual. You're not going to understand that because you're clingy.
Yes.
But then talking to people who had partners that were very very aloof and whatnot, they were like, oh, that's not bad. That's not, it just means he cares. It means he cares. And I was like, yeah, but it's a red flag for me. Like, this is not something that's right for me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And this is how the settling was. Because even when I ended that situation, I was made to, like, people had me feeling like I missed a trick. Like that was a great guy and I messed up. But the thing is, if you're somebody who just, if you just listen to other people's opinions and you don't take what you're thinking into consideration, I would be in a relationship that I'm very, very miserable in right now. But I had to do what I had to do. And even moving on from that, so that's why I don't really talk to people about my relationships and stuff like that because like I don't want to hear the positive or negatives. I always say this. I don't want to hear positive or about a lot of things because people will project. Yeah. And human beings do that. But I think that's how people end up settling relationships because that thing that does bug you, that is a big deal for you, you're told it's not that deep.
What was the clinginess? What was the extent of it? If you don't mind me asking.
It was just too much, Ramsey.
Really?
Suffocating. I feel sick of talking about it.
You can't give examples.
So annoying.
Or was he texting every minute? Was he?
It was just I can't give example because specific.
It'll bait him out.
Yeah, I don't want to, and I've moved on. Right. But it was just too clingy. It was it was just ridiculous. Violin says, please ask Ramsey, how long did it take before he realized your wife was going to be your wife? Was it the same day, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, etc.? I hope that's not who I think he is.
I hope that's Kevin.
I hope it's not Kevin. Rob or Kevin.
Our American correspondent.
I want to talk to Kevin.
Okay, answer Violin quickly, please, and then we'll speak to Stacey.
How long did it take for you to realise she was going to be your wife? At that age, it was probably the latter, because when you're that age, shit doesn't really last long. So I was, when I was with her for that long, and I started to think about all the pros, I would probably say it was, I don't know. It's a weird question because none of us kind of got in a relationship where we're like, oh, we want to get married. Like she never thought of herself as someone. She never had like, some girls are like, oh, I want to get married.
Yeah.
That's my objective. She never had that, and I never had that going forward as well. I never had like, oh, I want to do this and that's my main objective. It just kind of all fell in place. So I can't really say there was a specific time. It just, we grew up together, we went through shit, and then it just kind of happened. And even after I proposed, we didn't get married till like way after.
How did you propose? Sorry, Stacey on the phone. Oh. Morning, girl.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Oh,
you want to hear it as
Morning,
well?
go ahead.
Stacey, girl, you just like me.
Yeah.
All right, how did you propose?
It was around our anniversary.
Oh, sweet.
And I took her to Venice.
How many years have you been together at that point?
Shit, that's a good question. That's a good question.
I
believe 6 years.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Around 6 to 7 years, because we're 14 years together, 7 years married. So it was around 6 to 7 years. So I took her to Venice, and these times I really done spoke to her mum, I done spoke to her dad, I spoke to everyone knew apart from her. Yeah. She didn't know. We were just going to
Did you ask for permission, or did you just tell them this is what you're going to do?
I told them. Okay. Yeah, because there was nothing really to ask permission for.
If a guy asks for permission over me, like I'm cattle.
It wasn't that thing.
Okay.
So I remember, how old was I? 23. I was 22, 23. And I remember I was working at Vodafone at the time. So I was smashing commission. Yeah.
All right, baller.
Smashing commission.
Big
and I had the ring. I already had the ring. Which I tricked her into picking. So I took her to Venice, and she went there under the pretense that we would just go in there because we ain't been to Venice. And I remember I had this Patta Coach jacket, I had a shirt buttoned up, you get me? Had my shoes,
shoes on, man.
Come on, man.
This is it.
These times I had
curly, wear shoes, baby.
I had my curly hair down to my shoulder.
Curly hair as
Yeah,
well.
I had curly hair.
Glow.
I had all that, So I had all that down. I remember the box for the ring was so fucking big, yeah? And I had it in the pocket of my jacket. And I knew that I wanted to do it in the evening. I had like an area. Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking
the
that.
whole day. I had 2 bulges the whole day.
All right, then.
All right. I need to hear that.
So we went around Venice. We ate at a couple places, and then there was just this one spot in Venice. I was just waiting. I just wanted it to be empty, innit? I didn't want anyone to be there. The sun was setting. It was evening, just turning evening time. And then...
Golden hour.
Yeah, no, it's slightly later than that. I think that would have been lit, though. It was just by this bridge, obviously by the water. And then I just got down on one knee.
In Venice?
And then I just proposed. But I waffled my words up.
I
said, oh my shit, I don't know what the fuck to say.
Oh.
I was like,
marry me. Here's the bulge. So here's the bulge. You made me sick. You're so annoying. I said, here's the bulge.
But she had no idea. She was like, what's going on? Like, holy shit. She had no idea. She didn't see the jacket. She didn't see none of that. And then I think I still got the picture somewhere of like her seeing like the ring. And she's like, oh shit, like. And then we took pictures, and yeah, it was.
That's
it was
so
amazing.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Morning,
Absolutely.
Stacey.
Wow. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you, babes?
I was saying in the chat, I'm good. I feel like I've called quite a bit this week, but
No, we like it.
I just had
Yeah, we missed you.
Because you've been missing you. Exactly. You got to catch up.
burning question. I feel like every time we talk about like relationship stuff, or like I listen to podcasts that talk about relationships, like I know a lot of women like already say like it's not often we get to hear the male perspective about stuff like this. Like when someone says the one, like I can almost guarantee that a lot of people are answering from a woman's perspective. Yeah. But like I feel like the men's perspective is so different. But more importantly, like I think when it comes to the concept of like running out of time and like how like, you know, women tend to think of, you know, relationships and marriage on a time clock sometimes, and that can impact, you know, their criteria, whereas men, it's a little bit different. And I get the whole men like options thing, but I've been just evaluating a lot of the podcasts that I listen to lately. And like these be grown men, like 33 plus, that like really be talking about this outside life that they love and live. But I get concerned because I feel like at what point, like, I would like to know from there, like, not say that any of y'all at that age, and if you are cool, love to hear from you. But like, it scares me that like it's popular in social media in life to hear from like grown men and still not know a genuine, even if it's general outlook on their perspective on like, what does the one mean to them? Like, what criteria would make you even consider, maybe not stop, because that seems like craziness to them, but like consider stopping this outside life, this life no options. Like, I really want to know that, and it boggles me. And I guess I've just chucked it up to the fact that I'm a woman, and we're just built different when it comes to that. But like, I want to understand, like, what is it seriously that serious criteria that like men, I don't want to say look for, but like value. I think that gets very lost in a lot of the things that men talk about when it comes to contributing. Like, no, I think it's a serious thing that we don't, maybe not serious, it's not that deep, but like, I'm just genuinely curious.
You know what? That's the point, because I think the only time I've ever heard those kind of healthy conversations is when I'm listening to Christian podcasts, if I'm being honest. Because like, those guys are they're open to talk about they're open to have conversations where
about their conquests.
Not necessarily conquest, but like
their loyalty.
Yeah, like and love, and like the actual, and I think also just actually desiring love. Because the reality is that a lot of human beings desire love, men and women. But I think in the social media realm, it's more like it's a simple conversation to have. So in terms I've actually seen these conversations being had very openly and vulnerably and as excitedly as women have it, is when they're I would say like it's like a father's type of podcast where they're all fathers or they're all husbands. Like it has to be a podcast where they're either all Christians or they're all fathers or they're all
of similar minds.
They're all of similar minds. Do you get what I mean? That's the only time I actually hear these conversations excitedly. So yeah, I agree with Stacey. You don't really hear I feel like those real stories get lost in everything else. Well, with social media as well, like the negative stuff is juicier, and that's actually not even. I feel like with love though, with love, good stories and beautiful stories, wholesome stories, go far and wide. You just don't hear it often enough.
I bet because most men are capping, innit?
Yeah, I believe so as well. Because I sometimes I see guys trying to flex online. I'm like, oh,
yeah, this is
what you were doing in my DMs. It's crazy.
But like that, doesn't that make you think like, damn, like, is it a desire? Like, is what a desire? Is that something that, like, finding the one or like being in love or having that person, like, is that a desire for men? Like, what does that look like? Or is that something that usually is like amplified because they start seeing people around them settle down? Like, what is, and maybe it's something that they have to discover for themselves. But like, what is behind the wall of this simple conversation? Like, I don't want to dehumanize men, but I'm not saying it's hard not to dehumanize them. That's not what I'm trying to say. Backtrack. But like, it's hard for me to resonate with the fact that men, like, not can think like this. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, but they can't. I get what you're saying. That.
But you know, I think it's behind it
because I don't see it. I don't hear it. Yeah, go ahead.
I think what's behind it is a lack of. It's a fear of vulnerability. A lot of guys that have conversations about simp that and simp that, and, oh, I'm a man, and oh, I'm so strong. A lot of it is a lack of vulnerability. I really believe that a lot of people want love. A lot of people, like, a lot of men want, let me not talk about people. A lot of men want love. A lot of men want to settle down. A lot of men don't want to be having empty, meaningless sex because it's empty and it's meaningless. And this is very temporary. And then this person moves on. Because you see how guys react. Some guys react here when, say they've got like a link. There's got this particular girl they're always linking. It's nothing other than sex. It's just that. And then she moves on and is in a relationship now, is getting married or whatever. You see how they talk. They're seething. They're upset. But they don't know how to communicate it. They don't know how to express that. And I feel like stuff like that. I feel like, unfortunately, for a lot of issues, as adults, you can resolve a lot of issues as adults. It's hard work, but I feel like really and truly where it should have started was from when they were kids. Like I feel like boys should be taught that you have emotions. It is human to have emotions. Like it is a human thing to have emotions. How is it weak to cry? How is it weak to be hurt? How is it weak to be emotional? How is it weak to feel disappointment because something that you wanted didn't work out? Like, that's human.
I get all of those
get me?
things, and I don't fault men for those things.
Yeah.
But I think even with the society being that way and certain emotions being viewed that way, I still think that like we say crying is a sign of weakness, but we still cry behind closed doors. Like there's still part of me wants to believe that even though men don't like the whole sip conversation or vulnerability thing, like behind closed doors, like when they sit with themselves, like maybe they do that amongst them. Maybe that's the question I have to point to, like Brent and Ramsey, like whether it's y'all single friends, whether it's y'all friends that are younger or older, I don't know. Like how do men converse about, like, genuinely, not oh my gosh, conquest conversations. Like how do y'all, or do y'all? No, but like, cause I don't know a politically correct way.
No, conquest is lit. I'm about to say
what I'm trying to say without
conquest is lit.
Using degrading terms for women. But like, how do y'all, or that might be degrading, but you know what I mean? Like, how do y'all converse about love? And I don't even want to go into whether it's a healthy conversation. I'm even trying to tap into if the conversation exists at all. Like, how do y'all, as grown men, like talk about, and maybe giving some context about how women like talk about men could help in that parallel. Like women talk about men. Yeah, we say niggas ain't shit all the time. Yeah, great. We all know that. But like we do have conversations about what we want in a partner, where our partners may have shortcomings. Like we have real conversations about expectation versus reality. Whereas I don't know how that plays out or if that plays out for men. So like, how do y'all see that in your interactions with friends and like talking about that amongst yourself or thinking about that in your own heads? I don't know.
I don't know. In regards to my friends, I feel like it's a difficult question because I'm always going to be the odd one. I feel like a lot of men are, like Esther said, scared to be quote unquote vulnerable, or they feel like they have to keep up a facade or a persona, whether it's due to social media or their current circle or their culture or their area. But all of that shit is cap. I mean, it's all cap. Kevin, you're cap. There's nothing wrong with having emotions, rude boy. I don't care whether you got 5 girls, 10 girls. Keeping that shit up is long. If you found someone you love and you stay with them, it's not a big deal. Like I genuinely don't understand men that feel that way. Everyone has feelings, and when you find that one, it's amazing just to switch off, and being able to say it out. And then almost getting penalized for it. I don't know. It's fucking weird. I don't see. But maybe again, I'm part of the majority. But it's interesting to what Esther said, because Esther said that, look, you don't, and you said it as well, Stacey, you don't hear this unless it's in like a Christian podcast, because it's like-minded people that would listen to it, right?
Yeah.
But there's gonna be comments. I just don't give a fuck, because a lot of people are keeping up a facade. It's all just what they feel like they need to show for social media. It's all of I don't know if it's a risk of failing or a risk of looking possibly
even
stupid.
with your friends though.
Huh?
Even with your friends, like I know that you're kind of an anomaly because you met your wife pretty early, but like I'm sure you had friends that like didn't have similar situations to you. So like, what was conversation like about relationships in general? Like I truly cannot. I'm honestly asking because I can't fathom it. Like, what was that like? Was it just conquest, story times, or was it just like?
See, this
shit disappointed me in my relationship and I want XYZ in future. Like I can't see a man. I can't imagine that.
I've got close friends that are in long-term relationships like me, and then I've got other friends who've recently broken up and then they kind of dealt with the breakup in their own way. I don't really have friends that do conquests, in all honesty. I don't have anyone in my circle that's like, yo, I smashed my girl, she had a fat ass, da-da-da. Like, that's not really anyone I have around me. And I don't know if it's because they know of the way I am and they feel like they can't say that because I don't care. But I don't have those kind of friends. And I know the type of men you're talking about because usually when I meet someone for the first time, the conversation either goes women, sports, or some other shit I don't really care about.
When she's saying, if in the women conversation, what's women conversation like then?
Well, when I have conversations with women, in regards to relationships.
Or like when you meet somebody, what kind of conversations are you guys having about women? Is that what you mean, Stacey, as well?
Yeah, I mean, it could be if you just met somebody, but I imagine that because men fear the whole vulnerability thing, they would probably get as close to it as they'll ever be with their friends.
Oh, okay, I get you.
When I meet someone new...
Matthew, can you hear us?
We like that name. Matthew. Matthew?
Is that Discord?
Yeah.
Make sure he unmutes himself.
Yeah, some of you guys...
Yeah, he's unmuted himself, but he's talking, but it's not happening. You need to do something over on your end, Matthew, because we're not hearing you. Just
yeah,
yet.
more guys, because Stacey's asking what guys think. So basically, whenever we have conversations about relationships, there are some men, there's certain men that get very high and bothered about the fact that the conversation is like male-centered. That's fine. Now we're having a conversation about Stacey's wanting to know where men's minds is at. And some of you are still upset that it's male-centered and saying, oh, we're acting and saying like only men. No one said that. The conversation is just like, we're girls that date men, so we want to know about the men. She's asking questions about the men. You're angry that the question is still is male-centered. Okay, then we'll call up then and give us your perspective. Because you're saying, because what I find funny whenever men say, oh, girls always act like all men are shit, you need to understand that women talk based on not just their experiences, but their friends' experiences, Having good experiences with men, unfortunately, right now is not as vast as the poor experiences that's had. And if men come out and say, do you know what, having experiences with women is more shit than good, no one's going to fight you for that. It doesn't mean there's anything necessarily wrong. No one's going to fight you for that. So, because honestly, some of you woke up this morning, I don't know what energy you're on. You just got a defiant spirit where you just want to argue against whatever is being said. Black Rob, you definitely woke up and left your brain behind. I don't know what's going on this morning. But
I want y'all to be brave enough to call in. Join the Discord, please. Give your
opinion. Like, give your opinion. It's a conversation about men and how men love and how men know that finding the one, blah, 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 blah. Call in and give your opinion. Stop typing. She's asking questions about that. She's asking questions to men.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I just say that, like, I hope that I'm being as objective as possible, because in this particular instance, I'm really asking from a perspective of curiosity.
It's coming across
like
as that. For sure.
Yeah, what I've observed is I don't see a lot of this. So I'm trying to understand the parts that I don't see.
Mm.
Absolutely. And I want to know the parts too, Stacey. What you're asking is coming across how you're intending for it to. Brent will agree to that.
Okay.
Ramsey would agree to that. Like, people that have sense this morning would agree to that. People that don't have sense, on the other hand, will see this as an attack on men.
Oh, I'm lost.
Which is weird.
All right, Stacey. So I think people are trying to call in. So if it is, you jump off, right? And let's see if it is your questions answered.
I hope I helped you. I don't think I did, but I hope I helped you.
You didn't. You just said you can't relate.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
I was going to say, would it be helpful for us to, if anyone wants to talk, to get on the Discord maybe? Or would that be chaos?
I've asked them to join the Discord because it's so easy to have so many different people on here,
true. Yeah.
as opposed to just the phone.
Yeah.
I'll do that and mute, and then if anything aligns.
Thank you, my love.
Toodles, guys.
Thank you. I'm not helpful.
But you can't because you can't relate, and I hear that, because if the people that you're surrounded by, and I'm sure when you were younger, you would have been able to offer a perspective, but as you're older, you're married and whatnot. Like,
when I was younger, I was probably a dickhead when I was younger.
But then you would be able to, like, so the question she's asking about guy, I feel like when you were younger, you probably had a lot more guys that probably thought in the same way, in the same dickhead way you did.
Yeah, and I did. We was 16, 15.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But that's what she's trying to say, is that there's men who are 40 and whatnot,
still with the same mentality.
with that same child mentality.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Who are we speaking to this morning? Morning.
Good morning, TDA.
Is that
Good
Kevin,
morning.
yeah?
Who is it?
Stand up, Esther. How you doing, love?
How are you?
I'm all right, you know.
Wonderful,
Living and loving.
wonderful. What's your
I'm
thoughts?
causing trouble as always.
As always.
Uh,
I expect nothing. Kevin, I expect nothing else. What's your
I
thoughts?
say,
gotta have
we
my
say.
fun. I gotta have my fun. I'm good, Ramsey. What I got on my
No,
kid?
man, hey, it's been a while since we, you know what I mean? Since we clashed.
You ain't got the
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah, we had the interactions for a little bit.
What you saying?
I hear you. I hear you.
You
been
guys
ha-
don't have
you-
to set out to do
all
that this
love.
morning.
You've been in hibernation.
I have been. Yeah, I have been. You know how it goes sometimes. You
Come
gotta
on,
put your
man.
head down. And,
Come on,
you
man.
know, you gotta get the
all these
graft done.
girls, bruv. You got to bag all of them, bruv. Someone's got to bag them.
Only some of them, you know. I'm just trying to do God's work, you know.
Come on, since
trying to be like
I tapped out, I retired, cuz. You ain't got no competition out there.
Wait, hold on. Whose name is that? What's that, Jerome?
Yeah,
Let's
Made it a
let
little
Brent
bit
and
easier.
Ramsey talk about their experience to give a productive and rounded conversation. Yeah, of course, because the one we'll be talking about has been pear-shaped and extremely unproductive.
So I hear this person's comment, but I think what Stacey's talking about is the other people other than myself and Ramsey, right? So we would like for those people to call up
Word.
and give
Kevin
their
did, he's on the phone,
experiences,
isn't it?
because when they finish, I could easily talk about my experiences. I have a mic right here, but the people who aren't myself and Ramsey, we also want to hear from them.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, what's up?
Yes, go on, bro.
So I'm gonna address a few points all at one time, right?
Cool.
The conversation earlier was women have to put up with a bit more than men in terms of red flags. Arguably, I would say that it's the opposite. It's men that have to, because women aren't held to a certain standard by men. Do you understand? Like, no guy has ever said to you, Esther, that he won't date you because you live at home. So in terms of like what you would identify in most relationships as red flags, like if Ramsey, if a guy come and try to date your sister and he lived at home and he didn't have the most amazing job, he was in the process of building his dream, you wouldn't recommend him.
Why
Like,
not?
most guys wouldn't recommend
Why
him.
wouldn't I recommend
Most guys wouldn't recommend him because he lives at home. He's not established yet already. He can't look after her. He doesn't have enough to offer.
You're assuming. You're wrong. Because at the current
Maybe
state,
I'm wrong,
the
but
current state of economy
maybe
now
I-
is very hard for someone to get their own house. It's very hard for someone. That's you put my name on the thing. It's very hard for someone to be at a stage. But like you just said, the operative phrase you just said is that he's trying, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go
So
ahead.
that's the bit I help him. But then again, I'm a guy, so
But can I
maybe
quickly add to
I'm
that
being
though?
biased.
That trying thing is, again, that's why I talked about earlier. We talked about women seeing potential. That trying is what will make a lot of women be with guys. Like, I get what you're saying in terms of, I feel like there are definitely women who wouldn't be with a guy who lives at home, who
Yeah, there's
doesn't
definitely
drive,
women that'll be like,
but
yeah.
not every woman
Thank you very much.
is like that. But
But Kevin, you're making it seem like
that's the
it's
thing
most.
because Kevin, that's the minority, if I'm being honest with you. Because a lot of women, even though people are, I think sometimes, this is why I always say that with social media is funny, because people will be online saying, oh, I'm not going to date a guy that da-da-da-da-da. I know your guy's a piece of shit. I know your guy don't earn. I know your guy doesn't. I know that you, in this relationship, you are sister, you are the only one that works. Do you get me? So I feel like the social media perspective is not the reality. Because again, it's about him trying. Like, we see those situations where it comes out like the guy, like when a guy does something to hurt a woman now, all of a sudden now she's exposing all the things that he hasn't been doing. And it's like, oh, well, you stopped working, you stopped
You were the one with him.
Do you get me? But sis, you're the one with him anyway. You can't shame him because sis, you were laying down with that man.
Trust me.
But
So
I feel like all of that is all
Relative.
social media stuff.
But now go on, Kev.
But go on, Kevin.
in
Sorry.
some respects, you're definitely right. It is social media stuff, but it also does tread over into real life. Like, there are women who don't date guys who are short. There are women who don't date guys who don't drive. There are women who don't date guys who don't have their own place.
Yeah.
There are women who don't date guys for multitudes of reasons. And we know that it does exist. It's not just on social media.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Where the opposite way around really doesn't exist. There aren't guys who hold themselves to that high standard and be like, oh, listen, she wears makeup and
That's
I don't really
fucking
like it.
cap. Kevin, what are we doing?
Hey,
You're smarter than this,
Guys
fam.
have a lot less standards when it comes to girls, bro, because we don't get to pick.
The girl hasn't got a fat ass,
We get
number
chosen.
one. The girls wear too much makeup, number two. She listens to her friends, number three. Her body count's too high, number four. What are we doing? But what you're bringing up is preference, bro. And men have preferences as well. Let's not be silly. Men cut girls off.
But we don't stick by them as much as women do.
Yes, men. All right, cool.
We're a lot more flexible, and that's my point.
You're being very, very selective in regards to your information. Yes, guys are less picky because they want to fuck.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask, are you saying these things, guys more selective for women they want to settle down with, or are they not as selective for women they just want to have physical relationships?
Guys are less selective overall, I would say. I would say guys are a lot less selective overall.
All right.
Hey, Ramsey, it was your main concern. Did you check whether or not she could cook first? Did you do all this? Come on, man. Like, to an extent, you liked her and you rolled with it. And you found out the stuff on the way through, like most of us do, like most people in relationships do. You get into the relationship and you find out the stuff about the person. You don't do the pre-dating thing that you're meant to do and find out whether or not this person can cook, what their religion is, how often they praise or go to church or do. Most people don't do that.
You're gonna have to help me with
because
that.
That's just the way that people date.
I'm speaking of a place of privilege because I grew up with her, right? So I'm hypothesizing. If I was to date, tell me how realistic this is because I'm assuming you dated, right? If I was to date, my question is, boom. Tell me a bit about yourself. You know, what do you do? She would then tell me about a job. Cool. Where are you currently in your life? She'll tell me about that. Then I would sneak in a couple questions like, oh, I really enjoy cooking, but I'm more partial to baking. What do you like cooking? All those questions, can you not kind of filter that in?
But bro, here's what I'm going to say to you. And this is what you showed us about yourself earlier when you was talking. You're a good boy. You're a good guy. You slept in the bed and you didn't manage to slide nothing in, nothing happened. Listen, most of the time in modern day relationships, people are trying to fuck way before they're trying to get to know each other. Like, we can all agree with this, right? Most people are trying to jump into bed way before they're trying to find out about the other person's religious preferences or whether or not they go and visit their mum 3 or 4 times a week. Like, that's not what happens.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. Yes. In the ideal world, in the most beautiful of things, we would all do the processing first.
Okay.
But that's not what's happening. Most of us are trying to jump in bed first, and we find out about the other person as we go along. Then 3-4 months deep, we find out, this person's kind of a piece of shit.
Well, you can agree that's
done. But we've already been sleeping with each other for the last 3 or 4 months.
But you can agree that's done.
Is that fair to say? Huh?
No, I don't know because I'm not dating, innit? But if it was me and I was single and I met a girl that I don't really like on a personal level, but she's still nice, I would smash. But I'm definitely not doing that with the foresight of getting to know her. It would just be that. And to be honest, I would probably make that very, very apparent. Like, this isn't going anywhere. So we're doing this. If you're happy to do it, I'm happy to do it. If not, and you want to take this seriously, unfortunately, I don't see us going further. But you can see that just by that plan, I don't know if you do it, but just by that plan, it's dumb, right? You're doing it the wrong way round, right? If you're dating someone,
but everyone's doing it the wrong way around.
Huh?
Everyone's doing it that way.
Everyone. That's a definite.
The people
Kevin, you don't do definites.
Not every single person in the world, obviously.
Okay.
There was going to be some people who aren't. There's minorities, for sure. But we can all sit here and go that the pre-dating stage that would last, the courting stage, that would last for however long, no longer exists. For the most part, you meet someone, you kind of smash within the first 2 dates. Okay. Maybe 3, depending on how good or bad your game is. Whichever way you want to look at that.
Okay.
But that's what generally happens in the modern day world that we live in, right? And let's just go back to what we was originally saying. Guys, as you said, are less fussy. Yes, we put up with more red flags because we don't get to pick as often. Yeah, for a guy to get to choose, you get chosen. You don't get to choose. So most guys put up with a lot more red flags in general just because we're trying to get some. And then, as you said, when we're in that relationship, we will just drift along in the relationship, slowly but surely finding out that this girl is kind of crazy.
No, but
or the guy is kind of crazy.
Smarter than this. This is what I'm saying. All right, maybe it's not you. Maybe
I agree with you, but that's what everybody does.
No, but it's dumb. And even while you're saying it, I think you can recognize how stupid that is. It's not. We don't. I think anyone ignoring red flags, whether it be from the male perspective or the female perspective, is dumb. A red flag is a red flag for a reason. It's not going to change. I don't believe people changed in totality.
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking maybe the conversation about
I agree with
who
you.
settles more is to do with what results. Because when I'm talking about women settling more, I'm talking about women settling more because to find a partner that they're going to settle down with in life. Like, yeah. Because that's
most of the time, you're always looking for a partner.
They tend to think about who they're going to settle down. They think long-term partner. And then with guys, I'm hearing you say that guys are settling because they can't pick who they want to smash. So they're settling to smash. That's what you said. So I think we're talking about very different things.
They're settling to settle.
I don't think
It's in both
guys are
ways,
settling. I think guys settle as well to settle, but the reality is that guys don't have a problem settling because they will just go ahead and do whatever it is that they want to do anyway. They'll go ahead and be with whoever they want to be with anyway.
So this is where I say that we have to put up with certain things more, right? Because like this is why there's international jokes about men and having the wife being the ball and chain. Like you can go to different countries across the world in different cultures, and there are jokes about having a wife and what that means for a man's lack of fun. Because for the most part, most men don't really get to do what they really want in relationships. We kind of have to get led around.
You think women do?
And told what to do.
You think women do?
Yeah, for the most part. You think that men want
being
to
the
do?
one has to who tend to be statistically the primary caregiver of the children. You think they are?
I don't deny that you lot don't like that role. I don't deny that you lot don't like that role. But there is a lot of things that men, in terms of their freedom, that we do give up. Like being able to go out for a drink, being able to watch the football, just little nuanced
how will women
things.
do that when they've got children, when they're the primary carers for children?
I don't, but that's meant to be what you lot do. You lot play with dolls when you were kids. Now you got grown kids. Now you got grown twins. I'm sorry, it sounds sexist as hell, but that's true.
So alright, cool.
It's not like boys play with dolls.
So you didn't want the kids? No, you didn't want the kids.
No, wait, hold on.
Did you have the kids for her?
Most men, I would say, have the kids for the women. Yeah, they become more enjoyable, but they become something that are a cost. They're an expense.
So let me summarize. Let me summarize what you said. Yeah.
After you summarize, I wanna see if it is that the Discord is working.
Let me summarize.
That's what I said.
No, before I lose it. You're basically saying that men settle down with women that they have to put up with because they led with their dick, right? And then in settling down, they have lost privileges such as going out for a beer or linking up with the mandem, right? That's the privilege they have lost, and then there's a running joke, there's a running thought process that the women are the ball and chain, right? But with all of that...
Run an international joke.
Yeah. So with all of that, men are held down, men are held down and they got to deal with a lot more, they got to settle. But women just have to settle anyway because it's innate. They have ovaries and a reproductive system. They have to have babies and they just have to lose their privileges anyway just because they're women. Is basically what you said. And you still think men are held down more? I
don't think that they have to lose their privileges, but I will correct it slightly by saying that was their dream. That was always their dream. The marriage, the kids, the stuff that we as men don't really sit down and dream about. Like, it's not our dream. That's your dream.
So why are men settling down if they don't want to get married?
Because we like coochie, bro. We're not very smart.
That's the
so unfortunately,
yes. Bare coochies.
Why don't you just
pay? Why you have to settle for one?
Why don't you just pay for it?
And herein comes the beauty. You would be if you had the option.
Why don't men just pay for
it?
Men
who do have the option, do. But men who don't, most men don't have the option. Most men can't swap and change and get any girl that they want and be able to keep the girl happy and keep access when it's paying for it. You know, paying for it is not the same as getting it, bro. That a weak man is a man that pays for pussy, bro. Not a proper dude. And you know that as a man in South, you know that if one of your boys is paying for pom pom, you know you're taking the piss out of him on a regular basis. Because I would. I'm tearing him apart all the time.
For buying Let's not
because it's weak.
Let's not digress.
It shows your lack of game. It shows your lack of ability. It shows where
so
you
it's
are in
weak.
the hierarchy of ladders.
Oh, so it's weak and it's been made fun of because it shows a lack of game. That's the reason why.
It shows a lack of a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So in certain respects.
Kevin, can I just check the Discord is working? Stacy, Black, Rob, Matthew, and was it Kwabena? Can you talk?
I think I hear something.
I ain't hear nothing.
I heard whispers.
Should I go on and see if I can hear it when they talk?
I think they can definitely hear, but they can't speak.
They can't speak. Oh.
I don't know why. Let me restart my Discord and see if it changes things.
Is there box flashing when they're talking?
Yeah, it's flashing when they're talking, but nothing's coming out. Let me restart my Discord.
So
continue.
So Kevin, you basically said that it's all to do with, because what I'm getting from you is that it's all to do with a facade, right? It's all to do with.
Some of it's a facade. Some of it's the way that the game is structured, bro. Like it's not necessarily a choice.
Can I just ask, why the fuck do you give a shit about the game? Why ain't you living life for yourself?
Because the game works around you. Just because you decide to opt out of something doesn't mean that it doesn't still operate in front of you. It just means that you've opted out.
I'm saying, why do you give a fuck about the game?
Because you have to understand what you're doing when you're living. It's like not understanding how you said you read the room, right? Well, that's the point of you reading the room, so that you can understand what you're walking into, the socialization and rules that are at play in the circumstance that you are in, right? And like I'll answer Stacey's question too. It's the reason why men don't talk about relationships in the way that you as women talk about relationships is because it's not as important to us. Like, if anything, a man coming off of being single is more of a negative thing for men than it is a positive thing.
Sorry, say that again.
It's more of a negative thing than it is a positive thing.
What is?
So Ramsey, you got married, right? I'm sure there were guys who celebrated your marriage and who are happy for you. But I guarantee your party was nothing like your missus' party.
My
There's nothing like it.
The pimp's funeral.
Yeah, because that's exactly what it is. It's a funeral for us. We don't look at it as this is the achievement of the lifetime. You got a girl now, bro, and you're off the scene forever. You got one coochie for good. Let's celebrate. No, it's death.
But
that's what we look at it as.
You're only saying it. The only thing I keep on hearing you refer to women is pussy. I don't understand.
I've only said pussy one time, bro. You said pussy more times.
No, but you know what I mean? Coochie, female genitalia, whatever, right? That's the only thing you're referring them as. It's not. My wife is my safety net, my best friend, my confidant, the mother of my child, who's the reason I live for, right? The reason I make certain investments, the reason I move the way I move is to be the kind of person my son wants to be, right? All of that is why I married her. It's not because she had the best, the bestest in the land.
I would expect that.
Huh?
I would expect that.
But that's all men. That's all men though. No one wants to go. They definitely don't want to be alone. Well, most men. All right, let me not generalize. Most men don't want to be alone.
Thank you.
For fucking damn sure, most men don't want to go into a home that's loud. They don't want to go home to a problem just because the pussy's good. You can't tell me that's the way. That's what men want.
But most men will though. Let's be fair. Most men will. And we'll happily do it too. And that's the truth. I ain't telling you you're wrong. We don't want to, but most men definitely do and will.
Why?
Because that's the way that the game is. You're acting like women and men are the same, and we're not the same. We don't like the same things. So most of us, not all of us, but most of us have very different likes. What women are interested in is not what men are interested in. Most men are only watching Love Island because their girl watches it, and they have to find something to be able to get on with their girl. They don't really care. Because it's not really interesting to us. Like, we don't get none of the chicks that's on there. We don't care. But we're going to do it because we need to entertain the women that we are with.
Kevin, the boys are saying we is French. Okay? They're saying you to speak for yourself. They're saying you don't speak for them.
If you don't love Love Island, bro. That's cool. But
I think, do you know what? I just think ultimately everyone is different. I feel like the reality is that unfortunately, certain men who think a certain way, don't admit. I feel like they know the truth. They don't admit the truth until it's too late when they're older and have more time to reflect. That's the honest truth. All of this, for me, as far as I'm concerned, all of this talk, respectfully, Kevin, that you're doing, is all doing shoulders. You're doing tough guy, hard guy. It's
Why?
Kev,
Why can't you believe it to be true?
Cap.
On a real level though, Kev, I hope you're not.
He has 1 more minute.
Okay, Kevin,
Ramsey, answer me this. What did I say that wasn't true? And I'm not telling you that you can't value your woman, that she's not special, that women can't be special, or that you can't fall in love. I'm simply telling you that what you asked, in some respects, yes, that's how men think. And you know that's how men think. Men don't get to choose. We get chosen for the most part. And yes, most men are putting up with their misses because we don't necessarily like the same things. Like, men didn't want to do them freaking walks during lockdown. Men were dying for walks during lockdown. That was the woman.
1 more minute. I need to attack you before you go. I feel like, no, my guys don't. And I don't know if we don't get, my guys don't get chosen. And my guys chose. And all their girls are top tier. So it's not, I don't know. And you're not an ugly guy.
That sounds lovely.
You have a picture. So you're not ugly. So I just feel like I want better for you. I feel like you're picking between.
Yeah, like Kevin.
You're picking between one or the other, brother. You can have both.
You can, King.
You can. You're not.
I got a roster. I'm living my best life.
No, but you're confident.
I got a roster. I'm living my best life, bro.
Brother, just.
Man. I got a roster, man. I'm living my best life.
I'm sorry.
I'm rooting for you, Kev.
But Kev, you're better, and I feel like you have this victim mentality, and it just needs to stop, brother. Because you're not a victim.
Ramsey, I got a roster. I live my best life, bro.
Aww.
I'm good. I wouldn't want one coochie.
Yeah.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm more than happy.
Yeah,
good.
Trust me, I'm delighted.
Good. Then stop.
Every day.
Then stop attacking guys that say they're happy on the other side of the spectrum because it looks like you're not happy.
You got one coochie forever, bro. You ain't that happy. I don't care. I don't care whether or not she makes the best sandwiches in the world. That's one forever.
Let's not be. Come on. Let's be serious. Huh? I go home to a happy life. You're going home to ones out of 10s. Come on, cuz. What are we doing? Come on, Rav.
Come on now. See, you don't even know what going on my
Kevin, thank you very much. This has been great.
I didn't hear what you said, but next time I come on, please call again, man.
No, you don't have to. You can message
we go again soon. We go again soon, Kelly. Bless up.
Thanks for the call,
Kevin. Kevin. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Love and light.
Can anybody on the Discord now?
Brent, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
All right, not all at once.
Yeah.
Not all at once. Not all at once.
Real quick. I wanna Stacey, I'm really curious. This is so funny to have this after the whole Kevin chat. This is actually
so who are we speaking to?
Matthew.
This is Matt.
Okay. Morning, Matt.
Stacey, could I get you to ask your question again, please, just one more time?
Well.
Stacey.
So only Matt's mic works.
Discord is annoying, you know.
Stacey.
Sometimes.
Black Rob, can you speak?
Yeah, can you hear me?
All right, so it's working. So Stacey.
She's unmute herself.
Stacey's done something wrong. Now, thanks, Black Rob. Just checking to see if it is a Discord.
All right, cool.
Thanks.
Stacey.
Stacey may have to.
I think she's disappeared for a moment. Maybe one of the other guys could go next until she comes back.
Can I jump in quickly then?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I think I like the discussion between Ramsey and Kevin because both of their experiences actually are a good deep dive into like the male experience because both of them are valid, isn't it? Because like you got that. I know people like both of them. So like I know people like Kevin who are like the they've decided to like not prescribe to one in relationships, have their cake and eat it. Most of them are, and for the most part, I think it's because it's that whole thing of as much as people hate a lot of the red pill rhetoric, some of the stuff that they do say is true when it comes to there's a small group of men that lay waste in the dating community because a lot of women are all dating like a small fraternity of men that are not committed to anyone because they can have their pick of the litter. I think people like I wouldn't say Kevin's like that, but I think Kevin. There's even like people that have other podcasts that Brent hosts that are like that as well, and they're a prime example of Arrested Development. Good-looking guys, fit all the bill aesthetically, but they don't have like the emotional maturity to maintain a relationship. So they're going to sleep with women indefinitely until their sauce runs out, which is probably in their late 40s. And a lot of those guys get with lots of girls, and that's how there's a lot of girls that adopt the men's trash ideology because they're all dating that guy. And wow, you have that people like I believe Stacey, who's quite moderate and logical and stuff like that, and you even have people like Ramsey. People like Ramsey, I'm more leaning to like Ramsey, and I would even say me and Ramsey don't agree on a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, I feel like
Yes, we do.
guys that are serious find women that are serious, and guys that have that have a good view of women find women that have a good view of men, and then they marry each other. And then they go and live off, and then they don't really talk too much on social media. So those people are the quiet majority. But what I find a lot of the time is that a lot of the men that aren't getting what they want out of relationships, but actually want one. A lot of the times they try to look inward. So they go, oh, do I need to get my money up? Do I need to look better? Do I need to dress better? Do I need to do this, do that? But I find a lot of the times that sometimes the same women that are not getting what they want out of relationships, but sometimes can look outwards. That's why I find it a breath of fresh air when Stacey was asking genuine questions about the male experience, because I don't want to go on Hester, but whenever I ask the same questions, she asks the same questions, but she always have a preconceived notion of what the answers will be. She'll be like, oh, men do this, men do that. Oh, and then when someone says, oh, it's not true, it's like, I'm like, or says something like, you're arguing with someone that actually experiences that. I would never argue with you about what women experience because it's your own experience. But when guys give you the experience, and there's different experiences, there's the Kevins, there's the Ramseys, and there's everything in between. All of them are genuine, but you have to. I think sometimes looking inwards is something that I find a lot of men that want relationships do more sometimes than maybe some of the women that are single that do want relationships, but they're not finding what they want.
Two
might be wrong in
things.
that.
Just to stop you, two things.
Sorry. No, because I'm so sorry.
I have to say hypocrisy.
I'm sorry. No.
And also don't call me
I don't have
brainless. I'm not
preconceived
brainless.
notions. I don't answer questions before they've been asked. I actually listen to what people are saying. And if you had listened to what I was saying, you would not all the things that you come up with right now. You wouldn't have come up with them because you don't listen. So
I do listen.
But
no, you don't.
I want to tap in Black Rob. The first thing is we've actually agreed on a lot of shit recently. True. Second thing is what Esther said is that she said that was her. That was her experience.
He hates when I bring up my experiences. God forbid I have experiences.
That's because what you just said is once Ramsey was talking and Kevin was talking about their experiences.
Exactly.
But Esther said literally verbatim, this is my experience and this is the anecdotes I got from my friends. Which is exactly what she said. She actually had that caveat.
Okay, I'll rewind back. If I'm wrong, then I'll accept and I'll apologize.
Cool. Now, you have a preconceived notion about things that I say. So whenever I speak here, and it jumped out, like it's so loud, it's so funny. Before I say something, you have this mindset where you feel like you must always go against everything I said. Because how can you contradict yourself so embarrassingly just now? You're talking about Ramsey and Kevin spoke about their experiences. But like whenever you say to Esther, you talk about, well, this is my experience. Well, excuse me for having experiences. Okay. Anyway, Stacey asked a question back on the YouTube comments. So Matt, if you're there, she said, question 1, is finding love a desire for men because the persona a lot of men put on seems that the concept of love doesn't excite them as much as options do?
So what I'm curious about is why she asked that question. Is that because of the Kevins of the world? Because I kind of reject the premise. I don't know that I believe that that's the case for the majority of men. I think Ramsey has kind of laid it out pretty clear, even in that conversation with Kevin there, that like it's just, I don't know. I feel like there's a bias towards like this idea that men are like just walking around just trying to smash everything in sight and have little regard for long-term commitment or anything else. I don't know I'm trying to get a sense of exactly where she's pulling that from.
Can you hear me now?
Hey,
Yeah, we go.
Beautiful.
Come
Hey,
on,
girl.
come on.
maybe
We
Stacey.
waiting on you at the door.
Yeah, Stacey can answer that directly. Then, did you hear that, Stacey? What Matthew
Yeah.
said?
Yeah, I heard everything. I think it's what we see. Like, I hate to, I don't want to call names, but somebody in the chat was saying like,
No, fuck
look
it.
at
Full
the juxtaposition between like a 90s baby and like a 3 shots. And not to be confused the fact that 3 shots, they don't talk about anything of substance. Not at all. I think the interesting thing about both those podcasts is my draw to them is the difference in dialogue. Like I would be remiss to say that I don't listen to 3 shots sometimes and be like, damn, like I truly wonder, like at their age, and I'm not calling them old, I'm significantly younger
Too
than
late.
them. So I'm not calling them old. I'm 25. So I'm looking at them as people who are older than me and like seeing what I want for myself by their age versus the life that they are living in real time. And I'm not saying that it's bad. I think people value things differently. So I'm not putting one on top of the other at all. It just genuinely makes me wonder, like, as men, is that a desire?
Well, I guess
is that a desire that is coming from within, or is that a desire that is a reaction or like a product of something or someone around you? I don't see that enough for me to have an idea about it.
so.
Unfortunately, I think they're like the loud minority. But yeah, sorry, Mike, go on.
You're not sorry.
I would say out of curiosity,
You need to get your shit off.
Top 2 and I'm not 2.
out of curiosity, yeah, I would ask. Okay, so you're 25. I think that gives me a bit more insight. That's making a bit more sense. Do you interact with and date with a lot of guys that are 30 plus? Like
No,
of the age of, like, yeah.
And funny enough, I think that a lot of, not what I consume, but a lot of what I'm around too has really made my views on dating really abnormal. Like I don't make it an action to date. I'm one of those people that I feel like if it comes, it comes. And that doesn't mean I shelter myself from it. That doesn't mean I have a certain attitude about it, but I'm not seeking it. At least not, I don't feel like I'm pressed for time now to where I need to put serious effort into it. I've always felt like dating and love should be something that is not effortless, but not so efforted.
Okay. All right. So on one part, I would say, so for example, like myself, I think I'm a listener of 3 shots. I've listened to 3 shots before. Likewise with 90 Baby, and
I listen to them religiously.
I'm a watcher and viewer of TMB, so it's like I absorb like the thoughts of a Ramsey as well as a Kevin, but at the end of the day, like I think I don't know, the other guy can speak to this in the chat, but especially in your 30s plus, like if you're really not self-actualized necessarily, but I can listen to both of those spectrums and still come out with my own viewpoint on my approach to dating and love and relationships. So when I look around with my friends that are guys, colleagues, whatnot, I just don't get the idea that guys are out here 30 plus trying to be outside doing the most, and failing in getting desire. And I definitely don't agree with what Kevin was saying, not to hark too much like that conversation, because I really don't want to like give that too much play, but the idea that guys are just like trying to get some pussy, and that's really all they care about. They have no desire for like the depth in a woman and in their partner. Like I just don't even know where that comes from. Like maybe he can stand alone in that, and maybe there's other brothers around him like that, but that's just not the general consensus. And I think it's kind of like that's the kind of stuff that I would hear from nephews,
like younger
brothers or cousins and stuff like that. That's not the kind of stuff that I'm hearing from guys my age range. You know what I mean?
But like, not to stop you, but you even saying the word depth even like triggered another question for me. Like when a woman says, me generalizing here, prefacing that, when a woman says, I like a man with depth, I can very quickly rattle off what that looks like. I don't know what that looks like for men. like when men say, I want a woman with depth, I cannot, like, because of what is so public, and it very easily could be a loud minority, but just looking at my day-to-day life and the people that I come across, and part of it is an age thing, part of it is exposure thing. I also work in Hollywood, so I also see a lot of this just in general with people. Like, I don't understand a lot of these concepts that I very well understand when it comes to women's perspective from men's perspective. Depth was just an example of that. If that makes my line of question make sense.
I think when you get into that, I think you're going to get in something that is going to be individualized to each guy, right? You know, in terms of the one, for me, it's going to be the difference between, it's going to be different for the one for Black Rob, to Ramsey, to Brent, etc., etc. So there is that aspect, but certainly, you know, a woman that you can know that is, you know, introspective, has, you know, done work on themselves and knows themselves, and likewise for you to recognize that as a man, you would have needed to have done that work for yourself, not have some insight to who you are as a person, your desires, what you like, what you don't like, and really explore those things and have someone that you can communicate with and explore that together. I think, you know, that's the general overarching thing. I mean, there's specific ways in which that looks like to me, but again, I think that the idea is that there are guys that do this and are doing this and are creating and cultivating partnerships that do this. I reject the idea that the majority of guys are just out here, I don't know, on like, you know, just being ruled by their like lizard brain, just trying to put their cock in everything that moves. I just don't, you know, maybe there's a time in which you could characterize guys like that in our younger days, but I just don't think that that's your average man that's walking around looking for a long-term partner. So,
I believe that too, but going back to my earlier question, like tangibles, I think you gave one, like, yeah, it's personal to you, but like, what does that dialogue about love and relationships look like within men's circles? And damn near, how does it evolve? Like from when y'all are younger to like as you get older, and your perspective or your desire on wanting the one or wanting to settle down, like what does that look like?
I think it's specific. Okay.
No, you can
Okay.
go.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I'm itching, bro. I think it's genuinely about obviously, you know, guys are like visual creatures for the most part, but then once we start looking for a partner, a lot of the times you say men want peace and stuff like that. So like, if you're like the same way you're really inquisitive and genuinely like earnestly want to learn the perspective of men, I think that's like an enduring quality as well, because a lot of times, like I remember Ramsey was talking about how he was talking about his younger self, where he was quite brash and passionate, and his wife was quite knew how to engage with him. And obviously you're not going to change him because he wants to change himself, but he became better as a byproduct of her working with him and making him see other sides to how to do different things. I think genuinely trying to understand your partner and also just be looking at things from their perspective as well is an enduring quality that a lot of men look for. And they want someone that can complement them a lot of times, because everyone has, as Mike said, is that everyone has their different nuances. As I said, I'm quite, as you said, probably argumentative, and my wife isn't as argumentative, but she knows how to get a point across. And I'm argumentative, but I'm also quite logical. So if you present a case to me that makes sense and kind of destroys what my argument, I'm just like, all right, cool, let's go with that. And we complement each other in that way. So maybe if I date someone that was also quite argumentative and emotional and just send personal attacks, it would not work.
Could I hypothesize something?
Go for it.
All right, I think men start to take shit seriously when they realize sex isn't everything.
Word.
Some men don't realize that though, because that's just
obviously Kevin is fucking one at the minute. Kevin has no post-nut clarity at all.
But that's how I was spoke about like sometimes.
I was just going to use
some
them
guys
as
when they're
rebuttal.
older, is when they're older that they come to realize that people get to different stages at different times. So some people learn earlier that sex has like empty sex is just it lacks substance. But unfortunately, some people have to learn that when they're older. That's what I was saying earlier, because it isn't everything. And a lot of guys who were like quote unquote who quote unquote had just physical relationships. When you ask them why it is that they turned that switch, that change, is because they realized it wasn't everything. And they realized that there's more qualities that matter than just how she looks, whether she's got a big bum and like these superficial things. Because that's not what really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah. Go on.
I do think a dangerous thing that we're teaching in society right now for both men and women is that you'll have your
cake and
either
eat it
hoe
too.
phase. No, have your hook phase or your just sow your wild seeds phase, because you know if you don't train that muscle of integrity discipline, it's not something you can switch on once you find the one. You may have bad habits that you've had your whole life, and now you're supposed to switch it. You may not be prepared for that person when they come. So it's like I do think it's a bad thing that we always tell both men and women. This is not gender specific. That have your fun and do what you want and be hedonistic, and then when you hit 27 to 33 you'll find that one and then you throw that away, because it's like it doesn't really work that way. You practice at the things that you practice to be the person you want to be, so that when the person comes along you are that person already. So
and to that point, Black Rob, I'd say as well, like for example, just the other day I was having a conversation with my boys where like I had been dating someone recently at the top of the year, and long story short, it didn't quite work out. But like I was able to sit down with them genuinely, like this was after one of the Euro matches, I can't remember. And we're just like kicking it, just talking about like, okay, how comes it didn't work? Was there things that could have been done better in this way? Maybe this is the way that things could run next time, even if it's a similar situation. Like those are the kind of conversations whereby maybe I wouldn't be having that, in my early 20s, but like the fact that I can actually have that kind of conversation with my boys in today, and like it's on that spectrum of like with that goal in mind of like actually achieving a long-term relationship, maybe that's the sort of thing that Stacey, you're curious as to like what's happening in men's circles, but I can show at least somewhere in London that happened at one point last week. You know what I mean? I would imagine that's happening with other guys' circles. You know what I mean?
I think that the stuff on social media is just louder. It's not reality. It's not a reflection of what the reality is like. I know so many great, amazing guys. I've dated really amazing guys. I've dated more great guys than I would say guys that are not that great. But I feel like with stuff on social media, it's just louder because again, like messy stuff is what is juicier. So that's the stuff that's louder. Because sometimes when I hear guys talk about like even like with women, like women are just gold diggers, because that's what you see online. So I feel like the online stuff is just unfortunately louder because we spend a lot of time on there. But
I want to clarify for the chat. I hope y'all are not taking me asking these questions as me not knowing what I want. That's not at all where I'm coming from. But just because something
who cares?
Girl, it don't matter. They make assumptions.
Just because something is loud doesn't mean it's not reality. And I think that's more of what I'm tapping into. Like, I very much understand that there are plenty of men. It might be a minority, but it sure is a large minority. Like, there are a lot of men who think that way, and I am not villainizing them for it. I overstand their perspective because I'm exposed to it so much. But like, I wanted, hopefully, I don't know if that was the goal when you guys planned today's topic, but I wanted to take that same spotlight that we often give to those loud minority perspectives and peer it over to the quiet minority. And I think we started that. I don't know if we have enough time to really go deeper. But as my last question, because someone said something about, I think it was Ramsey, about men's perspective change when they learn to value sex less. I don't know if I see that. Like, I know you're hypothesizing, but like, and I also am not here to use 3 shots as an example for everything, but I don't think I would classify them, and I don't know them personally. I'm just taking from what I hear in the podcast. Like, I don't think, they be outside, but like, I've heard enough to where I can't be convinced that they value sex so much at their big age. But I still don't see, and maybe that's a choice, like again, that evolvement of like not how they view him, but like what is the view on love and relationships, and if that's a desire for men. Like I don't think that question has really been answered for real. Like does that desire develop for y'all? Is that there? What does that look like? Like, does that excite y'all? Is that an older thing that you get excited about? A younger thing that you get excited about? Like, what is it that men look forward to when it comes to love and marriage that might differ from women? Like, these are the things that we don't get to hear often because we be so caught up in the bitches and hoes conversation all the time. Like that, I'm beyond the age of like thinking of that reality. Like that is a reality, but I'm past that part of the reality. You know, like I wanna understand it from a,
Stacey,
moment.
what do you, as a woman, what excites you about, what draws you to marriage or long-term relationship?
Companionship.
Why would that be different for a man?
Sorry?
Why would that be different for a man? Like, in what way would that be different for a man?
I think companionship with your significant other, and maybe Ramsey can speak more to this, I don't know. Companionship with your significant other is different than what it is with a platonic friend. Because that's, in my opinion, I feel like there's more elements to that involve commitment and choice. That to me, that type of loyalty is exciting to me.
I'm saying companionship and loyalty is exciting to you as a woman, you know, drawn to a man for a long-term relationship or a marriage. Why would that same line, that dimension, not be the same for a man towards a woman?
I think she doesn't know. She doesn't know that it is.
I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying I don't hear men talk about that.
Yeah.
Like I'm asking y'all, what is that the same for y'all? Is that different for y'all? What are the similarities and differences? That's my question.
That might be the thing. Maybe it's just the fact that we don't talk about it. But for me, when I see the fact that Kevin comes on and says everything that he says, and there's a lot of pushback from the men here, that speaks to the idea that men do value companionship and loyalty and plenty of other things. And he is a loud minority. And maybe you want to hear from him, but at the end of the day, he's a minority.
I don't think
he's
a minority.
No, but first of all, Kevin's not a minority, but I think also as well, even I think with Kevin's stuff as well, because I get what you mean in that, yeah, when Kevin's talking, all the men that pushing back, ideally one should see then not all guys think like that. However, he says so many things, we don't know what part you're saying. No one in I don't know, maybe I've missed it or whatever, but saying like men want to get married for companionship, or like no one's really stated why it is that they would. No one's really answered the question. Cut a long story short. Do you get what I mean? Because even when Stacey asked you pose the question back. Like, why wouldn't it be? But that's what she's trying to find out is it? But I feel like it goes back to the point that she's making, which is that those conversations are not as loud or not as in our faces as the other conversations that I had, basically. Oh, you moved Danielle's comment.
I don't really. I mean, you say that I haven't answered the question, but I just don't. Maybe I'm not convenient, but my.
No, you've answered it now. I meant when Kevin was talking. No, you've answered it now, but I meant when Kevin was talking earlier, like there wasn't answers to the question, which is why we had to do the whole, can people call up and actually answer the question? All it was just side comments, basically. But now you've answered the question, but in all this time, the reason why Stacey kept asking, because no one said, apart from Ramsey, companionship. You've answered it now. This is 45 minutes later. Sorry, Danielle said in the comment, spiritual and intellectual connection is as important as chemistry, and that chemistry doesn't need to be sexual. Word. Chemistry does not need to be sexual. Stimulation should be holistic. Brent. You're so keen.
Sorry.
Stimulation should be holistic. Mind, body, and soul. Yes, I agree with that.
But this is not, obviously, I agree with that 100%. It's not to take away from the fact that sex is still important.
But she's not saying it isn't. She's
I know.
It is important as well.
It is important, but on both sides, I feel like men concentrate too much on sex. And I stick by my hypothesis.
I think you also want... Do you know, I'll be honest with you, I think it's sad that in society, though, like, men tend to think that their worth for finding a partner or what they should bring forward to finding a partner, obviously not all men, is like having money, is this... I just think there's more to you, babes. There's more to you, kings.
But I think on that, to answer for that, I think on social media, that's what's portrayed. is
But
that
you know what the
these
reality
women,
is?
these women that they see, like, you know what Kevin said. Oh, I'm never gonna bag one of them Love Island chicks. That's what they're spitting on social media. Is that they're saying I can't be with a man who's any shorter than 6'2". I can't be with a man who makes less than 6 figures. I can't be with a man who hasn't got a good body. I can't be with a man who hasn't got his own house. I can't be with a man who hasn't got his own
But
car.
you know what it is, Ramsey, though? I hear you and I agree with you. However, this is why I keep saying that the social media stuff is loud. Me saying the social media stuff is loud does not mean that it's not reality. But you know, you can actually,
You
that
snap
whoever
your
you want to
fingers,
be
that's
with, whoever it is that you want to be with in this life, yeah, you can actually find someone that thinks the same as you.
Yes.
That has the same mindset as you. Because even like, I'll be honest, some conversations, yeah, I only have conversations when I'm here. If I'm going to keep it 100 with you. It's only when I'm here. It's only when I'm hearing Kevin talking and whatever else, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I've heard these conversations elsewhere, of course, on certain platforms and whatnot, but the things I listen to are different. So this is why I say, like, this is why my thoughts and views on relationships are the way they are, because I listen to men and women who
Similar
are
to you.
aligned in the way that I think, who hold relationships in the way that I do, who are not in relationships for like very superficial and like
But
emotionally stunted, emotionally immature reasons.
Yeah.
You get me? So like I get the social media stuff, and I'm not going to dismiss the impact that social media can have. But I'll be honest with you, when guys move to me and it's a guy that represents everything I don't want, it's not a conversation to be had.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off
It's
that
not a
as
conversation
well,
to be had.
just to piggyback off that
Yeah,
as
go on,
well,
babes.
if the woman says that, and I find this a lot in that show, you know, the one where they got a balloon and they pop it in that.
Oh yeah.
And I watched that shit's fucking jokes.
That shit's funny.
But when I hear, if I'm say I was single, yeah, I see red flags and I act on it and I wrap it up. If I ever heard a girl utter,
Very
I want a
idealistic,
man,
Ramsey.
I want a man taller than 6 foot. He has to have this. He has to have all of that is superficial. You're not the girl for me.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, you're not the
Ramsey,
girl.
let me
I'm not
ask
gonna,
you-
I don't
ask
care
you a
whether you're
question.
bad. I don't care whether unless it's. I guess this is Kevin's thing. Unless it's with the objective of trying to smash, you're gonna move and conform or mold into
But
this.
But that's my whole point, Ramsey. Like women are naturally, or normally, I'm gonna say normally more louder about their preferences, about their desires, about their
Exactly.
wants, about their ideals than men. So I am simply asking y'all, what are y'all? We know y'all's preferences. We get it. Superficial shit, we get it. We've been talked about that. We ran the conversation dry on many platforms. But as I said in the chat, it's hard for women, damn near even men, if maybe some of these things there is, I guess, a loud minority when it comes to women's perspectives as well, because many women can argue that they're not as superficial as what the media may portray. But it's hard to find, it's hard to seek, it's hard to relate to people who share perspectives as you when we are not putting effort into being somewhat loud or somewhat, projective about our more substantial desires.
Can I be honest with you,
How do
Stacey?
I find?
Can I
How do I
we know,
seek?
Can I
Go
be
ahead.
honest? You see that?
Stacey,
You
we
see?
know your desires.
Wait, sorry, who's this?
The thing
Kevin?
is, yeah,
Why did Kevin come on
Hey,
stage?
yo,
You're not doing great
just
security
called
work.
my name. I just had to come in.
Wait,
and
sorry,
make
Kevin.
sure
Hold
I
on 1 second.
represent
Hold on 1 second, babes.
desires.
The reality, I'll be honest with you, yeah. As much as we say these things on social media are loud, the good parts, the healthy relationships, promoting healthy marriages, all that stuff is just as loud, you know. It's just not in your view. And again, I'm not.
It's not eye-catching.
I'm not. Yeah, but even beyond that, though, this content exists. This content exists.
Yeah, I can name one right now.
This content exists. Like these
Please do.
podcasts exist.
Name
these films exist. These stories exist. Like all this stuff like that. And I'm not trying to put the blame on you, Stacey, or anybody else. Or this is nothing. It's not personal to anybody. But what I'm saying is that healthy relationships, healthy marriages, healthy conversations about men and women, blah blah blah. All of this stuff exists. It's just not. Some of they do numbers. It's just not in your algorithm.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
Yeah,
You
well-
watch one video about a toxic relationship, and you're gonna be fed more stuff about that, and that makes you feel like these things don't exist. It does. If you search for it, you will 100% find it. It
Shout
does
out.
exist.
Shout out my boy Adrian. Get me.
Pick up Adrian.
Shout out Adrian, man. He's doing his thing now with his missus. I see you.
You
Yeah.
see it. How are they gonna find it?
I'm gonna clip it.
Okay,
I'm gonna
good.
tag him. But yeah,
Alright,
shout out my
fine.
boy Adrian. He's in a healthy relationship. He's been in a relationship for many, many years, and him and his wife are building something. And I see it, and I appreciate it. And we need more voices like that. No more of these BBO
Yo,
women
Stacey
popping
said it
balloons
most
and that,
beautifully,
and man
man.
them like
What
Kevin.
is depth?
Gun.
Go on, Kevin.
Stacey said it beautifully earlier, man.
Yeah,
What is depth in a woman? I want that question to be answered because Mr. Trek
is it not
V or
you?
whatever his name is, he
Yeah,
couldn't
I'll answer
answer
that.
it earlier. He was
What's
just
going
floating
on?
around.
Miss who?
I can't hear.
You're
Let
breaking
Kevin
in,
talk.
man.
Let Kevin talk, please.
Y'all ain't got a tussle. What's Kevin talking about?
He said miss something.
I'm
Press.
laughing. I'm saying Kevin is saying that someone should answer when it's him that's meant to answer.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Are you saying that in? Okay, look, Stacey.
No, you
this
didn't
is-
answer.
No, you answered. It's Kevin
Right.
that's redirecting the question when he's meant to answer the question.
Stacey,
Oh,
Stacey.
no.
Matthew is
I
going
answered
to answer the question. Matthew's going to answer the
I'm-
question. Go on, Matthew.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. What I want in a woman personally. Okay, what I like in a woman. I like a woman that's intelligent and curious. I like a woman with humor. I like a beautiful woman, obviously. I like a woman that's kind. I like a woman that's sexual. I like a woman that's ambitious and driven. I like a woman that's adventurous and spontaneous minded. And I want a woman who I feel like I'm emotionally compatible with. I'm curious to know me knowing those things for myself. And this is truly a question I'm just asking because I'm curious to know.
Before you ask the
Is that
question,
more-
Kevin asked, what is depth in a woman?
Because he ain't answered yet.
So those things to me all build depth. Those things to me all build depth in a woman. And as I experience those things with a woman, that all builds up into
No,
depth.
them things are character though.
Huh?
That's a normal adult's personality, what you just named, right? What we all want. No one wants someone who's not intelligent. No one wants someone who's not smart. No one wants
No,
someone
people
who's
want
not.
But
different
that's not what
things.
you said earlier.
People want different things in their partners.
Wait, but you
I
know
never-
what? I'm gonna hear Kevin on this one, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I know that's what you want, but like obviously we don't want a stupid significant other, right? So like, I guess
Good
what are
God.
the more, and maybe I could be asking too much. Like what are the non-obvious things?
Exactly.
The non-obvious things.
Yeah, go on.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Do
because
you know
I
what?
understand
I'm
exactly
gonna
what
hold my hands up here
see
because
when
to
you
me,
say, Stacey.
my
See when you
experience.
say.
Hold on. To me, my experience of love and romance is way more ethereal and intangible than what you're making it out to be. Like I just don't know what it is. Like if I go to, the spectrum of women that I've found and attractive and that I was deeply into, like I can't speak to like, oh yeah, this is the linear line and draw a graph and be like, this is what it was. The things are all intangible. Like I don't know how to speak to that.
Is that not the biggest cop out of the year?
No,
Okay,
that's
cool.
not
because
fair.
understand this. When
Okay, cool.
Stacey said that she understands what the depth in men means, when women say that they want a man with depth, she understands it because we hold men to a higher standard than we hold women, which was my point earlier in the first place. Now, I'm not to say that women do not have depth. So there are women out there who are amazing and beautiful, and there is plenty of things that
just
you want
can't
in
bag
depth
them.
with women. But most of the things that are promoted to modern day women do not encourage them to have depth. So therefore,
What is this
Questions,
depth that
monologue
you're
and-
talking about they should have though, Kevin? Like you're
well,
saying you're
depth
this,
would be
but
like not
define it.
following Sexy Red, not following gossip, not
What does that
watching
look
crack
like?
TV, not indulging in things that you know to be negative.
Yes, but you don't know what type
When
of
we had
music.
remember when we had that whole viral twerking moment in restaurants and behaving in a way that would be hood or not of character or of depth or of level. You understand? So there's plenty of things that come with depth,
No,
like
I
your
don't.
woman being actually interested in
But the thing,
education
hold
and
on, man.
reading
Kevin, the things
and
you're
wanting to
describing
homeschool
about,
her kids. There are
Kevin,
things.
the things you're describing about not following this page, not following that page, could you just not resign that to a category as well, and then be like, well, of course, no
Yeah,
one wants who's
you need
who's
to
negative
elaborate on that.
and and doesn't and enjoys negative stuff. Like I could say that, like, but it's you just that's what you value. You particularly don't want those things, but that's your value. Do you know what I'm trying to say? What's that got to do in depth?
Most people don't want that because it's when you're speaking about depth, you're talking about character. So when Stacey's talking about the depth of character that she wants in a man, she's talking about his behavior, what he does. Like, does he do more than just interested in the base things? Is he just into his music? Does he read? Is he interested in the world? Does he travel? Is he well cultured? Is he mannered? Can he do other crap?
Wow.
This is the point of what you mean when you say depth.
Ramsey literally said that him and his lady connected over music, yeah, and stupid TV shows, yeah. Do you know how, like, so? I mean, are we gonna call that not depth? Is that not the depth that he was looking for when he engaged with that?
And you called him
they
a
can
pussy
connect
boy.
over that, but do you know
Wait,
what
say
Ramsey
pussy
also
boy.
said? Ramsey also said his missus is his partner, his best friend, his soulmate, his strength when he needs it. So his relationship isn't based upon that. It's based upon actual depth. Them growing, them having ambition, them trying to build businesses together. Even him coming onto this show and her advising him. I don't need to talk to him to know that. He already said it.
But I'm saying, who's gonna be that off rip when you first spot them? Who's that? Who's your soldier or whatever? Like on first contact.
You won't see it off rip, but that's my question. You're seeking off rip.
You can
so
get
I'm
that.
trying to know what you're seeking. But we also could be going in circles. So
Hold on.
Unfortunately, no, I'm answering your questions.
No, wait, hold on, because I want to read Danielle's comment.
Modern day,
Kev, pause.
Modern day women
pause, Kev.
to really connect
Hold on, Kevin.
with a man like that.
Hold on,
Kevin. They have to read the
Danielle just posted a comment, said non-obvious traits that are depth for me is empathy, selflessness, balanced energy, emotional control, perspective, humbleness, self-respect.
Daniel never told a lie. Word.
But no, go on, Kevin.
Can I chime in just before Kevin goes?
Go on, if you can.
Quickly.
Yeah, just quickly. Just
before he gets you.
It's Kwabena, by the way. It's Kwabena.
Kwabena.
You've been waiting patiently. Thank you very much, young man.
Like a real Ghanaian man, very patient.
You know what
Morning,
it is?
King. How are you, babes?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, my love.
Blessings. Yeah, no, just to circle back on the conversation of depth. I guess for me, it goes, when I look at qualities, I'm talking about qualities that are sort of beyond surface level. So speaking to what Danielle just said, so one thing is important for me is like the emotional intelligence. So when you speak about empathy, like, can your partner understand and share feelings of others? Does she show sort of genuine compassion and concern? In terms of sort of the self-awareness, is she aware of her own emotions, and how can she sort of clearly express them? You know, when I think of sort of depth, it's just more than what meets the eye. And obviously over time, those things are going to be able to come through conversation. So for me, she has to have this sort of desire to learn new things and explore ideas and be open to different perspectives. I'm a Ghanaian man, so is she going to be, if she's not a Ghanaian woman, is she going to be respectful of my culture?
Word.
You know, these sort of things that we need to sort of look into. And I guess in terms of myself, sort of personal integrity, and her personal integrity, is she true to herself, and is she expressing her genuine thoughts and beliefs without sort of like the false pretenses that we see online and things like that? So when I think about depth, I'm looking for someone who's got sort of a strong moral compass within that as well.
That's great.
Now that is how you answer a question.
Okay. That's how you clear, bitch. I'm joking.
No, but
that's lit. I like that. Thanks, Kwabena.
No worries. But yeah, I'm just here listening like a fly on the wall, and then I'll chime in when I need to.
All right, babes. Thank you, babes.
I agree with you, brother. I think that's the right mindset to have, to be fair. But I think when we're talking about that, this type of depth, what Stacey was talking about, maybe I'm wrong. Stacey, correct me, right? But I think what are we into that you're into more so than just the what are we looking for in an emotional content? I don't know if I'm right. I might be wrong.
Is that for Stacey or for me?
Said earlier was I forget in detail, but what she said earlier when you were explaining it was definitely, I think I agreed with that.
Okay.
So you forgot what it was. You agree with it?
It was a lot of things, and I'm absorbing a lot of information. But I said it in the chat as he was speaking. Like, he was giving a lot of context as to depth from a woman's perspective when he was trying to get the same answer from a men's perspective.
I feel like Quab's definitely killed it, but I feel like all of that stuff is that not what every person looks for?
No.
So we think.
No.
No?
It's not. It's not.
So we
No?
think.
Can I answer that?
Because my wife reads, she learns, she wants to learn about my culture, she's empathetic. We go to the extent of picking up spiders, snails, we don't kill anything. Like, she's very caring, she's very selfless, all that stuff.
Oh, you're
So
God's favourite boy.
I feel like we don't, I don't know, like, if you were to find, obviously in my case, I found that in someone who is beautiful outside as well. So I feel like isn't that something that you would settle down for? Is that not something all men would settle down for?
But you know what it is though? The thing is, what it is that we desire out of relationships is based on the needs that we have, and sometimes it's based on things that we've lacked growing up. Do you get what I mean? So whilst those qualities are important to you, there might be somebody else who had all those things, but maybe they grew up poor. And so their key thing is that I've got to be with somebody who we can be financially stable. We can have financial stability. Do you know what I mean? So what people want, what people's desires and stuff in relationships are, it varies. I wouldn't say one is necessarily better than the other, because again, it's all about how it is that you've been raised, what it is that you've lacked growing up, like the things that you've seen, your experiences, blah, blah, blah. Like, it all differs. But I wouldn't say that everybody wants those things, because different things mean different things for certain people.
So it's like a hierarchy.
Yeah, but some people also as well, some people want from their partner things that they don't possess. So if they possess all those things, I want a partner who possesses other things that I don't possess. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Ramsey,
So everyone's,
Ramsey, you live in a bubble, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You live in a beautiful bubble because
I live in a bubble.
He lives in a beautiful bubble because being able to have a partner who you've been with since you was 15 or however old like that is rare, bro. Most people don't have that where they grew together. But I tell you one thing, and I don't wish no badness on your relationship whatsoever. Yeah, but my brother has the same thing. He was with his girl since he was like 15, 16. But what happens in these relationships is usually that at some point you are going to grow again and change. The test for you is going to be whether or not you can grow together.
Okay.
That's your biggest test. That's coming up. Can you still be the same people that you were to each other in 10 years, in 15 years, when you're 45, because what you was at 18s and 15s is never the same in 15, 20 years. You've got a different person on your hands by then.
100%.
I will say that Kevin is speaking to an important thing there as well, because I think when we try to resign these things into discrete categories and say, all right, it's this thing and that thing, and that makes the partner or that makes depth, it goes into the complexity of it all, because if that was a possibility, then there'd be some OP app way beyond Hinge or Tinder that we could just make this thing happen. But there is something beyond that we can't quite nail down that needs to be explored. And that's why earlier I was talking about knowledge of self, and that the other person having knowledge of self, and you guys coming together to like work that out in a way. And that thing moves in time, across time.
I think that's temptation of the flesh. I think that plays a part. I think Mandem, or I'm only going to speak for the Mandem, I can't speak for the girls. But guys who are infatuated with booty cheeks on Instagram get distracted, and they want to look for women that look better, or they want to look for women who have this idealistic view of how they want their woman to look. And I feel like that's all they're after. It's just what Kevin said earlier. It's just sex. I feel like that's purely what they're looking for.
I think that's more the opposite. I think that girls have more options these days, and girls don't sit in relationships because, as Esther So says often, she ain't willing to settle. And most girls aren't willing to settle. Most of them have options for days.
No. Oh.
Yeah, and there's no
I'm not saying to settle.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're in life.
You're acting like guys,
in life,
guys like the stuff we like on Instagram don't mean nothing. But girls actually have options. They can go from, and there's no shame no more. There's no like, raw, you're a hoe. None of that don't exist. So therefore, she can go from guy to guy. She can date multiple guys at multiple times at any one given time. Have a date every single night. Now, you know, as a man, and most men in here know as a man, getting yourself a date every single night is not a realistic thing. Most men can't do it.
Wait, hold on. Before we go on that point, why is it seen as settling? Why is it? Well, I know for sure that my wife could find someone better looking than me, but she's not settling. That's not a settling thing.
She is
You
settling.
only see it as
She can do that.
settling when you're looking purely on aesthetics.
It's not purely on aesthetics. Most women don't have to qualify for higher tier of men. Like, for you to go and get Rihanna tomorrow, you know you can't do it. That's fair, right? You know you can't do it. Yeah? And I know you can't do it. So therefore, the thing is that she can go and get Drake tomorrow, though. She just has to put herself in front of him.
Okay, but doesn't that speak to
Doesn't that
speak to men's threshold of who they would fuck?
Literally, like I said earlier, women choose
Again, I
from
told
the
you.
options of men who choose them. Like, men have a choice from the gender, and women have a choice from the options of men
I've chosen
who
them.
choose them. Like, what's not mathing
And
here?
can I add to that? That's why I'm
Nowadays, you
very
lot got all the
pro.
options.
Sorry,
You can
Kevin.
get
That's why
flown
I'm
out
very
on Insta
pro
and everything.
moving to guys. Because I always say, as a woman, you have to move to guys and be with the guy that you want. Otherwise, you're only ever going to be with guys that liked you, that you've grown to like. I couldn't imagine anything who hasn't grown to like a guy. Couldn't imagine it.
Big talk there, Esther. I
Move
like
to
that one. That's fact.
guys. Then you
That's
get to be with the
facts.
guy
Yeah,
that
you
you actually want to be with, and he wants to be with you as well. Like there's you both choose each other rather than a guy who's chosen you. Anyway,
Exactly,
Kevin's
because
job
then you
easier.
might get what you want. Take some
not.
responsibility
Forbid.
in getting what you want. I 100% agree with you.
Brent, you've been very
Okay,
quiet.
but the girls want a man who wants
God,
them.
he's-
So here we go.
Switching on.
Men want what you tell us to want. We're not that smart. As much as we like to act like we are,
I want better for you guys.
most
Men
women
like you.
can win over most men because we're built to. It's in our biology. We're meant to be around you. You're nice to us. You give us food. You do nice things to us.
Are
And
you a
most men
fox?
will
fox?
happily crumble. Most men will happily
That's not the sound
Remember what I
Fox
told you?
made.
I say you're nice to us. You feed us. You allow
Give
us to
us
take
food.
baths.
No, but
Kevin,
Brent,
stand up. You weak in the knees. Stand up. Kevin, stand
Brent,
up.
you've been very quiet. I want to hear your take.
No,
man.
because when you give me the mic, I'm now going to say we will continue this tomorrow. So talk to me. I'll just switch everything off.
I say, well,
I'm here, can we? Because I
did you see me
got
wink?
work in the morning.
Anyways, yeah, I think we can carry this on another time, man.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll do part 2 tomorrow.
I'm hungry. So
This was amazing.
But please
It was.
understand that
This
this
was
is
very
what
fun.
Discord allows us the opportunity to do.
Absolutely.
It allows other people to get on stage and share their opinions, whilst we also share opinions. So please, when I put up the Discord, join it and be invited on stage. Thank you, everybody who's participated so far.
Thank
I
you,
love
everybody.
you, Matthew. Thank you very much
Thank y'all.
for joining.
And
Kwabena,
Quabs.
Big up
Sorry for
Stacey,
cutting
Stacey,
y'all.
long time. And Kevin,
Big up Black
more
Rob,
of the
Kevin.
same, please. Thank you very much.
Big up everybody. Thank you for
All
joining,
good, my
guys.
brothers.
Big up.
Bless and love, man. Love y'all. Keep it
See you
up.
later.
All right, later.
All right, love.
Also, just to say,
Right.
Danielle said, define get. A woman can't have Drake in the capacity she wants. She can offer her body on a plate, but whether she is treated respectfully or it moves into a deeper relationship is another matter. You know, I'll be very honest with you. I thought that I have no energy in me. I'm so hungry. I was like, you know what? Because if I say this, then it's going to be a comeback. And I thought, you know what? Yeah. Big up, Danielle. Thank you very much, babes. I'll have it after. Yeah. I forgot we haven't done Word on Road. There's a lot of gist in there as well.
Safe. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some more headlines, please. Good. Like, free me, man. All right, next headline. Sir Keir Starmer will on Thursday fire the starting gun on rebuilding Britain's troubled relationship with Europe when he hosts a meeting of over 45 European leaders with illicit migration at the top of the agenda. After the trauma of the 2016 Brexit vote and the political convulsions that followed, the new British Prime Minister will claim the meeting of the European political community at Blenheim Place, Sir Winston Churchill's birthplace, is a turning point. Downing Street said Starmer wanted Britain to take a more active and greater convening role on the world stage, starting with the EPC, a forum focused on security issues, but seen by many diplomats as a talking shop. The EPC will fire the starting gun on this government's new approach to Europe, Starmer said ahead of the meeting, adding it will focus on the need to cooperate on border security and to resist Russian aggression. Starmer is seen by diplomats as having made a successful start on the world stage, notably by taking risks and opening up channels with foreign leaders who are viewed as highly controversial in his Labour Party. And our next headline, actually Stacey mentioned this yesterday, about Trump and Project 2025. All right, so on Tuesday, the second day of the Republican National Convention, a slew of Black Republicans convened at the Iron Horse for a gathering they called the New Mavericks. Many Black Americans feel that Republicans' tough on crime politics focus on unjustly profiling and prosecuting people of color. But during the gathering at the Iron House, Black Republicans talked amongst themselves about how many Black Republicans have been elected. Vivek Ramaswamy, the businessman turned presidential candidate, tried making a direct appeal to Black voters. He said Republicans just wanted Black voters to have safe neighborhoods, clean streets, good jobs, a better life for your children, and a justice system that treats everyone equally, regardless of your skin color and regardless of your political beliefs. It helps Republicans that President Joe Biden is currently having to fight to keep Black voters in the Democratic fold. And lastly, this is about Joe Biden. Joe Biden has caught COVID-19 and cancelled a speaking engagement at the last minute before he was due to address a conference in Vegas on Wednesday afternoon, the White House has confirmed. The US president had developed symptoms, and just before he was going to address the UNIDOS US annual conference in Nevada, and after a long delay, the organization's president and chief executive, Janet Mugai, told those gathered he would not be taking the podium. Shortly afterwards, the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, issued a statement. Sorry, every time I think Pierre, I just think loons. You don't. Big up loons. Shortly afterwards, the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, issued a statement saying, in part, earlier today, following his first event in Las Vegas, President Biden tested positive for COVID-19. She added he's vaccinated. He's vaccinated and boosted, and he is experiencing mild symptoms. He will be returning to Delaware, where he will self-isolate and will continue to carry out all his duties fully during that time. The White House will provide regular updates on the president's status as he continues to carry out the full duties of the office while in isolation. Love and light to Biden. It's time to pay some bills. Let's get into Word on Road. The mad thing. I'm gonna breeze through these. I'll be so rude, y'all. Because I'll breeze through these. All right. So in sad news, Kobe Bryant's dad, his name is Joe Bryant. He said he passed away, man. He had a massive stroke. Apparently, he's been reported, and yeah, he passed away on Monday, and stuff. So basically, Vanessa Bryant put out a statement, obviously acknowledging the man's death and whatnot. And people are trying to cook her, but people forget the history, but I will tell you the history in a second. So she posted saying, sending our condolences upon hearing the news of my father-in-law's passing. We hoped things would have been different. Although the times we spent together were few, he was always sweet and nice to be around. Kobe loved him very much. Our prayers go out to family. So obviously people are trying to, you know how people do, man. You know how people just do too much. Talking about, she shouldn't have said anything. That's not a very nice statement, blah, 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 blah. But they didn't really... so he basically, there's a whole thing, there's a whole, not scandal, but thing about his parents basically selling his memorabilia.
Right.
And people were like, why would you do that to your child? Like, for money, whatever. And obviously, it's reported that was the relationship really, really great like that? People were talking about there's a whole thing about, they didn't really want him to be with Vanessa and whatnot.
Right.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I thought like she did her condolences. I thought that was nice of her to do. Because Lord knows I won't be telling nobody good luck. Oh, sorry, not good luck. R.I.P. If I didn't like them like that. You know me, I disrespect the dead child. I ain't got time. But yeah, I thought like it was a nice statement for her to put out. But R.I.P. to him. Obviously sad news. He was young as well. He was only 69 years old, which is sad. But yeah, R.I.P. to him. Secondly, so Tyler Perry, we talked about Tyler Perry's new film the other day that Megan Good is in, because the whole Megan Good and Jonathan Majors thing. And I also talked about how she said that Tyler Perry is the first person in Hollywood to pay her worth. And a lot of actresses have said that actually. A lot of actresses have said it. I know for a fact a lot of actresses have said that. So, big up Tyler Perry for that. But anyways, do you know how Rotten Tomatoes works, Brent?
The film review
Yeah.
thing?
Because it's got 0%.
Serious?
Does that mean it's good?
No.
No, because I thought if you were throwing tomatoes at the thing, then numbers would go up. So if you say it's like 79% tomatoes, that means 79% of the people that voted don't like it.
It depends on the thing. If it's like a green mush thing, then it's not
is
good.
it? Okay.
If it's a ripe tomato, then I think it's good.
Okay, well, it's being reported that it's got a shocking and exceedingly rare 0% score on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to watch that this weekend, actually. I'll watch it tonight. What am I doing tonight? I don't know. Okay.
I've seen people roasting it on Insta.
Yeah, but do you know what it is, yeah? Okay, let me read the next thing and then... Because Tyler Perry, I love Tyler Perry for all the things he does, but bro, man, take a break. It's not every day. I don't know what this story is about, but I'm going to assume the black woman is struggling. I'm just going to assume.
I think I saw one scene, it was like they were at a funeral and then they took the body out of the casket.
What?
In the middle of the funeral.
Do you know what? Okay.
That was the scene I saw.
Nah, I can't. All right, so Loni Love, who is a comedian, but she was also one of the hosts on The Real. She quote tweeted that Rotten Tomatoes review thing, and she says, "I love that Tyler is paying black actors. Now I wish the world." Sorry, I'm so hungry. I'm delirious. I can't even read properly. I saw he would. I said the world. Can you imagine? All right. She says, "I love that Tyler is paying black actors. Now, I wish he would hire black writers and directors that have experience to help him with his movies." Word. "He could improve the movies and make them award-worthy if he would stop trying to save money by doing the writing and directing himself." I guess if to pay people what they're worth, he's got to make cuts. He keeps writing these damn stories.
Maybe that's why it's popular, though.
Do you know what it is? Is that whole thing about people just like a negativity? Because I'll be honest, I don't watch Tyler Perry movies unless it's got Medea in it.
I've never watched Medea.
You ain't missing. Medea's funny.
That.
I've only watched the stuff that's got Medea in it.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen a single Tyler Perry.
Do you know what I just clocked? There's a Tyler Perry movie that's got Medea in it. And I'm sure is it Megan Good? I'm sure she's the one who's a kid in it. It's either Megan Good or the girl in One on One.
He's waiting
What's her
to say
name?
something to me.
Go on.
Who's your version of Tyler Perry?
What the fuck does that mean?
You're screaming saying, "I've never watched a Tyler Perry."
Scream, I just said I've never seen
We
it.
know.
Who's your version, you know?
Who's the Moroccan version?
French Montana.
Cut, boys.
Okay. I don't watch Moroccan films either.
Right.
Gosh. Anyway, man, I wish that, yeah. But I think the film I'm thinking about, it's one of the old ones. Megan Good was a child who was going to be adopted. No, it's not her, it's Kiki Palmer.
You know who I got in my head
Not bad.
after you said Megan Good? Is Jonathan Majors dancing to Not Like Us.
Jonathan Majors, yeah, is such a Is it like rude to say hillbilly? Is that rude? He's like a black
He
version.
was stepping to that song, bruv.
No, he literally was stepping, like killing ants. But you know what? He's so cute and nerdy. It's just like, oh.
But is that shit actually real? A lot of people say
Yeah, but no, he had a so his situation is sad, man. But this is what I always say: you play street prizes, you win street games. He got honored by Jason Lee.
Right.
Talking about what was the award? It was something like Perseverance Award.
And he was crying. And
he was crying, talking about he loves Megan Good so much and blah blah. And she also talked about how a lot of her friends told her, "Girl, don't date that man in the midst of the trial. Don't do that." I mean, I would have been one of those friends. But then she said that she prayed about it. You know me, you can't come between me and a prayer child. She said she prayed about it. If she said she prayed about it, she said she felt led. God told her. When people say God told them, I don't argue with it. Because I don't know what God tells people. God tells people different things. I know what God tells me about men. So I'm not going to say nothing. She said God told her. I said, all right, sis. You like it. I love it.
It's good
for
her.
you. Yeah. So, but yeah, he's now in a point where he's getting awards from Jason Lee and crying on stage. He went from being at the Oscars
He went from being a Marvel.
Bro, sitting next to Denzel Washington. See that. But anyway, big up. Well, I don't even know, man. Big up his boots. His boots collection.
Big up his dance and the support.
Nah, his
Big up
dance,
Megan Good.
I was really upset, man. Big up Megan Good, man. They can never make me hate you, girl. I like Megan Good. I'm here for her. All right, what's next on my list? Yeah, Adele, man. Adele's taking a break from music.
She's been doing that though after every album, no?
No, but she's cooking then though. She's not taking a break.
Oh, you know, I've never.
Isn't Adele?
No.
She's super talented.
No, I know. She went to the same secondary school as me.
Did she?
Yeah. See, but I've never gone through her.
She was being the same girl with the gun fingers.
I love that. Listen, I'm saving that
I love
picture.
that for
I need
her.
to post it. I love that picture. I love that picture.
I love Adele anyway. But do you know what it is about Adele's music as well? I love Adele. I love her music. I think she's super, super crazy talented. Like, I want to see her live.
She's a nice person as well.
She seems it. She seems very down to earth. However, I don't listen to Adele like that because I have nothing to be sad about in life. Maybe I should listen to it in my last heartbreak.
I like sad songs.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Adele makes me cry. Like,
Oh, okay.
so I remember the first time I listened to Adele, yeah, when she like, when I discovered Adele,
Yeah.
at that time I was being taken for idiot by a guy. Right? So it was very relatable, you know, the tears were there. Like, it was very relatable in my life.
Yeah.
But as I grew up and I started making wiser decisions in life, I just didn't want to feel that. Like, I feel like when I think back to Adele's music, it reminds me of that.
Yeah.
It brings back the memory of where I
Very
was when I was
nostalgic.
crying to the music.
Very nostalgic.
And I just don't want to trigger that. I don't think I've got nothing to cry about. To the glory of Jesus.
That's what
won't
music
he
does.
do it? But I just, but I love Adele. I love Adele's music and stuff like that. But now I listen to more the upbeat ones, the more like the FU ones.
Okay.
That's my vibe. Oh, you know when she talk about send your new number. What's it? Send your number to your. What is the?
Brent, what's the lyric?
Send something to your new lover. Send my love to your new lover.
All right.
That's what she's singing about. That's a bit of me. I like the Adele song I can do gun fingers to.
Okay.
That's a bit of me. When she's lullabying, oh honey.
Skepta's Adele, yeah?
Next what?
Skepta's Adele.
Skepta's
It's
Adele.
a date, isn't it?
That's a bit of me. But people basically were like, girl, you deserve it. You go to Jamaica. Go back to your homeland, Jamaica, and have a great time. But yeah, so she basically said that she's going to take a big break. Yes, a big break, not a little
Good.
break.
Okay,
big
good
break.
for her. Good for her.
She said she has no plans for new music at all. And she said her tank is quite empty at the minute. And she has no plans for any music for the moment, basically. She said, I want a big break after all of this. It's her tours. And I think I want to do other creative things just for a little while. You know, I don't even sing at home at all. How strange is that? I like her. I love the way she talks to like her fans in the concert. I really want to go to an Adele concert.
I think she's moving like the way most of these artists should be moving.
Yeah.
If you ain't got shit to say, stop
up.
making music. Yeah, go do
Like,
something.
stop.
Go live.
Literally. That's why I like J. Cole riding around his bike and feeding his kids and stuff. Like, I feel like find other things, do you know what I mean, that you want to do in life.
That 7-minute drill was us.
Oh, yeah, man, that didn't even happen.
Okay.
I didn't even, like, you said that for what? And I said, oh, yeah, that didn't happen. Like, looked it up. So, yeah, she talked about, so basically, that's what she was doing. She said that she just feels like, you know, after, like, the energy she gets from her show is all positive and blah, 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 but she just wants to, you know, sit down. She said she misses her life before she got fame.
Sick.
She said, I miss everything about before I was famous. I think probably being anonymous the most. I like that I get to make music all the time whenever I want to, and people are receptive to it and like it. That's pretty unimaginable. But the fame side of it, I absolutely hate. The fact that people are even interested in my songs and my voice is pretty wild. I don't think it ever gets normal, so it's worth it, the balance. Sis just wants to live her best life, mind her business, and have a great time. And I'm here for it, man. I love Adele, so I'm here for it.
Word.
Big up Adele every single time. Stormzy and Maya shook the internet yesterday. Shook the internet. So basically, they put out a joint statement, and they said they're basically broken up. Spoiler alert. They said, hey guys, we've been laughing whilst drafting this because we never ever in a million years thought we'd be the couple announcing a breakup. But for the sake of clarity and more importantly, to allow us the space and grace that's needed for us both to be able to navigate this next bit of our lives with peace, we thought it might be best to pause. They basically said, you don't need to stop taking pictures of them when they're out with other people and disturbing their lives. This is why they did that.
Right.
So you can stop taking them undercover pictures you guys were taking a year ago, disturbing their peace. They said, we fell madly in love in 2014. broke up in 2019 and then spent 5 years. That's crazy. They were breaking up 5 years. Wow. And they got back together. Okay, we felt madly in love in 2014, broke up in 2019, and then spent 5 years maneuvering life apart. We decided to try for the final time in August 2023, and we've spent this past year trying our best to make it work. However, we recently decided to call it quits. We were 21 and 20 when we first met, both at the beginning of our careers, and spent 5 years growing together and then 5 years growing separately. So this final attempt required a whole lot of figuring out, relearning and unlearning. We tried and it didn't work, and that's okay. We tried and it didn't work, and that's okay. I need a lot of people to take that in and walk in that spirit. They go on to say, we still think the absolute world of each other. We still care and respect each other. We are still grateful for the time we've had together. And we are still friends and will always be friends. So if you see us having a little catch up at the Brits or something, don't cause a fuss. We're dogs. Announcing this feels so dramatic, but we're doing it so that it kind of takes away the drama and avoids speculation and rumors. We're kindly asking for the grace to let both of us keep it moving and not be bothered about it. We highly doubt this will work, but we're still kindly asking anyway. Love you guys and thank you for all the love you've showered us with. It's been beautiful. Mike, signed Mike and MJ. I like them. And I love when people, I always say breakups don't have to end in beef. It doesn't have to end if you wanted to burn down their house. It really doesn't. But that's because of how I see relationships. I feel like if you're somebody who wants to end up with somebody, when you meet someone and it doesn't work out, they just went it. And that's just the bottom line. I don't think it's worth hating and having heart palpitations over. But anyways, I think this is very mature. Big up them. Obviously, as usual, people have their deep dive to do online and whatnot, but
there's nothing to do though. I don't think. I think it's even sad that they need to do that.
Ciao.
It's long, man. Fuck that.
Very sad. And also the influencer Mariam Musa, I love her, man. She's a good vibe. She's on a reality TV show as well. I can't remember what it was called there, but she's a big build. She's one of the OG YouTube babes. Sorry, she's having a baby, and she posted on her Instagram and socials saying, "Reflecting on the past year, I am overwhelmed with happiness and gratitude as I have felt God's blessings in every moment. Today, I am thrilled to share that our journey includes a little blessing on the way. Having PCOS, can't lie, I always had a feeling it might not fully happen for me. I stand here with a heart full of hope and joy, embracing this new chapter of motherhood with open arms. To my partner, my best friend, you have been my rock, and I know you will be an incredible father. I have loved every version of myself, but I am most excited for this new version as a mother. Here's to the new beginning and the love that already fills our hearts. Thank you to our family and friends for the love and support. It truly means so much." She's so gorgeous and she looks beautiful pregnant as well. So congratulations to Mariam Musa. That is wonderful, wonderful news, especially as a PCOS girlie. That's a blessing. The last one, we actually had a topic of the day, not TDA predicting stuff. We had a topic of the day about this actually, maybe last year when the conversation around AI was happening and stuff. Yeah. So there's a brand called Sheerlux. They're a fashion brand. No, that was the guy she was on the show with. They broke up. He was, few screws were loose.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, very loose.
Okay.
So so there's a fashion brand called Sheerlux. Her new man is hidden, basically. No one knows who he is.
Good.
I know. It's great. Love that life. So there's a fashion brand called Sheerlux, right? They posted on Instagram. They said, "We're thrilled to announce our new AI-enhanced team member, Reem, who has joined the team as a fashion and lifestyle editor. Swipe right for her dump of day one in the SL office." They created an AI Arab-looking fashion editor.
You got pictures?
Yes, I do. Here it is. Here. Huh? Reem is the one in the
Left.
cream.
One on the left?
Yeah.
So that's just fictional.
Fictional. That's not a real person.
Shit.
Scary, innit?
Yeah.
Thank you, Brent. Right up there. Scary. Reem ain't real, y'all.
I don't know, man. She's giving
She looks like she's real, right?
Israeli vibes. Huh?
Oh. Yeah, so basically they're getting cooked. Rightfully getting cooked. People are saying you created an AI fashion editor for a post where there's hella people you could have actually given the role to.
What is Sheerlux anyway?
It's a fashion brand.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's a fashion brand.
So they made an Arab AI as opposed to giving a
for
job to an
fashion
Arab.
editor. Yeah. So they said, yeah. So they gave a fashion editor job to an AI model, to a bot.
Reem.
So that's just great. I haven't seen them. I don't know. Maybe since last night I put this in my thing, they might have released a statement. I don't think they have, because the post was still up as of 1 a.m. last night. Shouldn't have been.
Oh, I got multiple pictures of her as well.
Yeah, man, because they're proud of Reem. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, they put a statement out. Okay, there we go. Their statement says, thank you, Brent. You know I can't read that far. I'm going to read it on my phone. It says, dear readers, since the start of Sheerluxe, innovation has been central to what we do. You know when you turn off the comments, you know you're chatting shit.
Word.
All right. So since the start of Sheerluxe, innovation has been central to what we do. And as we enter a new era of tech and AI, we wanted to stay at the forefront. So as you likely know, we introduced Reem yesterday. It is clear we didn't explain it properly and we're sorry. Reem was born entirely from our desire to experiment with AI, not to replace a human role. She was created in partnership with an AI imaginary creator from the Middle East, and that is reflected in her likeness. She is an AI-generated image only and is not able to create content or articles. Her opinions and choices come directly from the diverse team we are so proud of at Sheerluxe. No jobs were compromised in any way as a result of her creation, and we would never publish any content that hasn't had human involvement. We'll keep innovating, but we are listening, and in future we'll explain such newness better to our readers, the SL team. I'll be honest with you. In a way, I kind of rate them, because they said...
Sorry, not sorry.
They said, and? Like, we said what we said. We've done what we've done. It is what it is. Yeah, man. It is... I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's what they're doing. So, yeah.
I think if they didn't attach a face to it,
I think they could have not. Yeah, they didn't need to do all of that. They didn't need to do all of the stuff they're doing. And also, when you say that you made it a fashion editor, you didn't make her an assistant. You made it a fashion. Like in the fashion world, a fashion editor is a big role,
right? And
you gave this AI model a big role. So saying that she wasn't going to write no articles or opinions, that's a damn lie. Because when they did a day dump of what Reem did, they said morning coffee and catch-up meeting on the sofa with Charlotte, whoever. Reem's headshot up on the team wall. They've got a team wall. Reem is up on there. They said inside Reem's handbag.
Okay.
Of course, an outfit of the day fit the iconic SL mirror wearing da-da-da-da. Reem's desk set up as chic as ever. Yeah, I get. You know, this is given when parents create Instagrams for their kids and then respond to the comments from their aunts and uncles as the baby. Same. Yeah. Same mindset, really.
This is weird, man.
It's very weird. Pictures. But anyway, they made Reem seem like a proper team member, so you can't act shocked when people are thinking that you could have given someone else a job. Anyway, that's that for me. Basically, cut long story short. We have today asking for a friend. So let's get into it.
All right. This is Ask for a Friend, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Right, proper full name and everything.
Don't say it.
No.
I don't want you to keep doing that. Because if we say your name one time, your situation is finished.
Yeah. All right, dilemma. Give as much. Okay. This is in caps, yeah? Do I have to accept I'm ugly, and is really being insecure a bad thing? Hello, friends. I'm blank. I'm 23 and I'm from the Netherlands. I moved to England in the summer of 2019, just before COVID, to do uni over here, and it's been great. I managed to get a degree in economics. I've got a good job over here and I haven't moved back since. I can speak 2 languages, Dutch and English. I feel like my life is at a good stable point and place, yet there is one part that isn't as fulfilled as I'd like it, as I'd like it to be. My love life. Matter of fact, it's virtually non-existent. I've always struggled getting girls because I've always been the nerdy type. I think I can accept that I'm not the best looking person, and I pretty much struggle to get a yes from girls I approach because I'm ugly to them. And to be honest, I've never been approached by a woman. so I know I'm not handsome. I'm 5'6", but I can't do anything about my height. What do? Do I have to just accept? Do I have to just accept that because I'm ugly, brackets, or not good looking? I'm going to have to suffer for the foreseen when it comes to the initial stages of finding a potential partner.
Oh, babe.
Is that just the harsh truth? Am I going to have to face? People may say I'm insecure, and I probably am. I think it's okay to feel insecure, and I think everybody does. It's a normal human feeling, 100%. People feel insecure about how they look, what they have, how their life is, etc. But I don't give off that energy to my friends and family and close ones around me because I don't want them to know so they can pity me.
Babe.
Oh, it says at the end, Brent, you can say my name and no, I will not send my pics. I know Brent will ask for that.
I'll be honest with you, I thought Brent would say that.
Little
Yeah,
dickhead.
I can't help you if it is. I don't know what you look like. You're
Okay.
saying you're ugly. I don't know what that
Yes,
looks like.
I'm black. I'm half Cameroonian, half Ghanaian.
Oh, big up you. Yes, mix.
Big you lot every day.
Thank you, babe.
Big you lot all day, every day. Herb. Don't know if that was a typo.
No, it's a shortened version of.
Ah, we call him Herb then. I like that. I don't
Okay,
want to
big
give
up
full
Herb.
name.
I like Herb.
Herb. Right. First thing.
This is sad.
It is.
That's
but
what it is.
It is. Well, it's relative. Obviously, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You might have grown up, and obviously, I don't know if you coming from the Netherlands has changed the way you think. Because
Yeah.
I know people in different countries look better in one country than they do in another.
Yeah, there's certain things that certain things are appreciated somewhere else than they would
Yes.
be here, for example.
Yes. You're 23, bro. And I feel like you're still very young. And I feel like you've already... Oh, sorry. You've already come to terms with the fact that you've accepted your insecurities. And I feel like that speaks a lot to where you are mentally in your life at the moment.
Yeah.
Height-wise, it is what it is. It's a shame that height is such a huge thing for
not-
women. For most women.
Yeah, man.
Some women, whatever.
I've contributed to this as well. I feel bad about that.
But I don't really get it because short men are more muscly, you know. I got a theory. Short men, when they go gym, they bang out muscle quicker. So with the short guys, you're gonna get men that are muscly. But the short thing is neither here nor there. I just don't. I don't know. Like Brent said, it's hard to kind of put it through. But I guess
But see, why do you need a picture? Because I'm not gonna agree that Herb is ugly. I don't believe anyone's that ugly, right? But if Herb sends a picture and he is ugly, what are you gonna say?
Me?
Yeah, give advice based on him being ugly in the picture and him not being ugly in the picture. Because
I don't just need to see his picture. He said that the girls that he's approached, they're not interested in him. What girls are you approaching?
Word.
So based on what he looks like and the type of girls he approaches, I need to have more information now.
Do you think that people approach people that they think that society says they think they should be approaching?
How do you mean?
So because this is not the first dilemma we've had from a guy who's talking about the girls that he's approaching are not caring for him.
Are they punching above their weight? Basically.
Yeah, so because if I was approaching, because I'm probably moving to guys, if I was moving to guys, and they're like, no, not interested, or maybe the guys I like were not interested in me, I would change that. I wouldn't keep going where there's no, where the answer is zero. So do you think that people are actually approaching people that they actually like, or the people that they think they should be liking? Or the people that they think should be with them? Based on the conversation we've had today about how social media is just this big and define how people are dating and stuff, are people approaching people that they think social media would, subconsciously, they feel like would get social media's approval?
Yeah, that's a point.
Because if you think about it, I believe that you should like people that like you, right? And if I was, as someone who likes people that like me, if a guy doesn't like me, I wouldn't like you then. Do you get? Is what I'm saying, is it making sense? Because if he keeps approaching certain kind of girls and they don't like him, wouldn't you just change your formula? Change.
So
What
you're
doing?
telling me that girls who approach guys that don't like them and would never be interested in them other than smashing should change their formula?
Of course, I'm 100%.
Amen, amen,
Listen,
amen.
I don't believe Delulu is a Delulu. I think people, I think people should have more self-respect.
Instead of asking the men to change, is what I'm saying.
No, but I've never been pro that though.
Okay.
And I've told you this in other settings. Like, I don't believe that. I feel like if someone likes me, I feel like what is owed to people is to be honest with them. When guys have liked me that I'm not feeling, I've let them know I don't like you.
Yeah.
However, I've known guys who have thought that I would change my mind. And so they think that by doing nice things over time, they're gonna kind of wear me down. Firstly, I want better for you. You shouldn't have to wear anyone down to love you.
Yeah.
But secondly as well, no. And so because I see that you're trying to kind of impress me or whatnot, I take it upon myself to have the responsibility of removing myself from the situation. Because you can't think logically because you're infatuated by me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I feel like when it comes to like liking people that don't like you, go for people that you like. Like, go for people that like you then. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
Yeah.
I love that saying so much. But go where you're being celebrated. So with Herb, first of all, I think you're very mean to yourself. And I actually think that, first of all, like Ramsey said, you're very young. So I feel like you're putting way too much on yourself than you need to be. Secondly, I think you're very, very hard on yourself. And I think that what needs to start is how it is that you see yourself. I feel like before you can be with somebody, because unfortunately, with the level of insecurities that you have, even if you are with a woman that loves you and cares about you and likes you and whatnot, you're always going to doubt that because you don't see yourself as someone who, you don't see yourself in the light that she'll be seeing you. You have an engineering degree. Man said, I managed to get a degree in economics. Sorry, not engineering, economics. Like, I feel like that for me, even though it's a simple sentence, it just shows me how much you don't pour into yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't uplift yourself. I feel like that's the first thing you need to be worrying about. I don't think you need to be worrying about relationships right now, and I don't mean to minimize that. I just feel like right now where you need to be at in life is figuring out what can help you be more confident, what can help you be the person that is your ideal to be, basically. Because I feel like you're talking to yourself harsh, like calling yourself ugly, saying that, like, these are very, very harsh words. And that makes me sad.
Yeah, and ugly doesn't mean you can't get anything.
No.
Yes,
and that's what you need to understand.
Shrek got Fiona.
I feel like that ugly word, he got that from Netherlands. I feel like that. I don't know if it's a language thing, but I feel like he might be carrying something from when he was younger and then building it up because he hasn't hit. Yeah. Like the ugly word is wrong. Right? I don't think you should be harping on that. Hold on, what does that say? People will see what Esther is saying as settling.
What part? I said a lot, child.
Danielle said as well, ugly is not a thing. There is always a physical trait, beautiful or sexy to someone.
Word.
People can be societally beautiful, but have a horrid personality. Personality can be ugly. Yeah.
Word.
Your attractiveness could be attractive to a bunch of people and unattractive to another bunch of people. No one is, well, for the most part, most people aren't generically, objectively attractive. Everyone has their little quirks, and it doesn't necessarily mean that those quirks make you ugly, is basically what I'm saying. Cool. So he might not be ugly at all.
I think he's got insecurities that makes him talk very harshly to himself. Yeah. Like, he berated himself in this entire email. And that's very, very sad. So I feel like what you need to do first and foremost is actually pour into yourself. Like, I've dated guys. I don't know. Actually, I was gonna say who's unfortunate for, but let's just let that be what it will be. But I've unfortunately dated guys that are insecure, and there's absolutely nothing that you can ever do to convince them that they are not how they see themselves. It is hard work. So even if he was to get a girl who really likes him, who really loves him, and whatever, unless you see yourself as worthy of the love that you desire, you will never believe it, and you will end up chasing this girl away because it's hard work. Like, loving someone that's insecure, I'm never doing it. It's hard work because you just spend your entire relationship trying to prove to them that they are great, that they are nice, that they are this, and it's draining. So I feel like he needs to pour into himself. And you're 23, you're not condescending, but you're young. Oh, I feel so sad, man.
Also, it sounds as though his approach should be on dating apps.
Yes,
so
there's that too.
Immediately, the people who click yes, he knows that they are interested in what he looks like. Everything else after that is up to him.
Okay. and say, for argument's sake, purely, he is ugly.
I need to see a picture.
Cool. But say he is ugly.
Yeah.
That doesn't stop you from being a good person.
And that doesn't stop you from walking like you're attractive.
Yeah. That doesn't.
Sorry, what does that mean?
So say he is ugly.
Got my
We're-
nerves.
Valuing what you're saying.
So there's loads of women who are objectively attractive with ugly men. But that's the thing we tend to see, right? It doesn't stop that what that woman may be looking for is a good man. So just because he doesn't have
Sorry.
damn, I
need
don't
to
even land.
understand. Go on.
No,
I apologize, go on.
I've lost my shit.
All
Go
right,
on.
so what it sounds like you're saying is that there are a lot of objectively attractive women
Mm.
who are with ugly men. Because
Or-
those
or-
ugly men are good?
They
Yeah.
could be, yeah.
But we've had this conversation before where I said like it's about what women are looking for.
With this in my head is not that's not the norm. The norm is the ugly men that are with those good-looking girls
Yeah.
are the ones who either have money, who are bad boys, like in a different way,
Bad
like
boys.
warlords,
What? No.
like have
Ghost.
Big Willie,
Oh dear.
smoke weed. I don't know what you're
Smoke
talking
I
about.
think it's really.
As in, like it's a pastime.
Okay, yeah.
Explain to me what you mean. Like they're bare beautiful women going out there with ugly looking
Okay,
guys.
no,
I didn't say
bet.
bear.
good?
I didn't say
No,
bear.
bet.
I'm
Where is
saying-
this coming
I'm
from?
saying-
Why is it Sebastian? Not bad.
I need
I'm
to
s-
understand
I'm
what you're saying.
that I think it's safe to say that there are women out there who are not infatuated purely by aesthetics. I think there are women out there who want a good guy inside
100%.
as opposed to a guy who's good outside and not inside.
100%. But we are talking about the general consensus here and not the exception. Surely this
I
is what we
don't
should be
think
speaking to. Or he should be looking for the needle in the
No,
haystack.
I don't think they're the needle in a haystack.
Okay, interesting. Talk more.
I don't think. I feel like, and he's still 23 years old. But what I'm seeing now with women my age is that they're looking for a good man. It's not all about looks. I'm saying, say he is ugly.
In my head, he will still be attractive to her.
Who's
But that's the
This
thing.
same person you're talking about.
yeah.
A
Because-
man might say, yeah, you're clapped. But she's looking at him and thinking, nah. I like that thing about him. It might be a scout. It's like, I can see your picture.
No.
What you're talking about, I believe.
That's why-
I believe in what you're saying. There are women out there who they don't just look at the outer shell
Yes.
and they just look at the inside.
Yes.
100%. I need to know what ugly is in this case because what he's using, the word ugly, I'm thinking very, 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 very ugly. I'm thinking clapped.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So let's even go
I'm
with that.
thinking a
then.
woman is not even seeing past that.
So let's go with that. Let's go with that. Yeah? Let's go with that. The fact that he's able to take accountability and is able to see where he is, his insecurities, he seems to be very articulate, he seems to be very emotionally stable, especially to do this, give his fucking full government name, is wild. I feel like that shows a lot of maturity in him. And that can't be said for most 23-year-olds.
And that's admirable for these women that he wants, right?
100%. I think that's
Interesting.
invaluable.
I don't know if this is solid advice you're giving him. I
What,
don't know if
to
this is the
accept?
case.
Say,
Imagine
to
he said his
accept-
full name yet, so that
It
people
is the
can look him
exception.
up.
Never that.
What you're speaking about is the exception. And again, he could be
It's
the guy
say-
that locks out.
I'm
100%
saying,
he could
we
be.
go with what he has written. Say he is ugly. That shouldn't stop him from pursuing or finding love.
So-
he will find love.
He's a humble guy though,
Yeah.
because sometimes
But sometimes men be moving like they're good looking when they're not.
Ramsey, and I'm like, wow. Of your confidence, King. But he's humble for that. But I feel like even if he is, I agree with you. Even if he is ugly, you don't have to move like you're ugly though. I feel like it's a confidence thing. I feel
Yes.
like it's honestly. I feel like it's honestly just it
Women
comes down to
love
confidence
confidence more.
Yes, and if
than
you're
most.
a nice guy as well, honestly, you would get a great girl.
Your personality is there. If you're funny, I think that's the big thing as well. If
Yeah.
just work on yourself, work on not allowing, say again, for argument's sake, if you are ugly, do not let that change you. Do not let that make you turn into a bad person. It's
then-
basically what I'm saying.
Stacey said though, what if he agrees with us that he's not? What if he knows he's not ugly really, but he says he's calling himself ugly because of society's standards? But there's so many people in society that you can't be using society's standards. Society's standards changes all the time.
Dumb. Especially
All
if
the
you're talking
time.
about social media. Especially if you're talking about social media.
Even magazines, child, even in the paper times. Like
No.
you can't use society standards to measure
can't, you can't.
your attractiveness. But I honestly
Can't.
think he's got a confidence issue.
Yeah.
Like he needs to, like you got economics degree, didn't even sell yourself.
Yeah, he
Brent,
might be clapped, you know.
gosh.
That's what I said. If
He
even
might
No, but
literally
hear me,
be
yeah.
clapped,
if he
you know.
is-
No, what if, yeah, he knows he's not ugly like he's insinuating. He's not as ugly as he's insinuating. But he put his full name in there so we can say his full name. People can go and look him up and then be like, oh. Maybe it was a play on his
Maybe
part.
that's what he's doing.
Maybe we
Great
see you.
manipulator. Good morning, Ed.
Yo, what's
Morning,
up, man?
Ed. How
What's
are
going on,
you?
Ed?
Yo, what's good?
We're so excited to speak to you. You're not even excited. He's like,
trying to hide
He's like,
it.
calm down, calm
That's
Trying to
down.
hide it.
That's how it be.
You're too cool.
Go
Yeah,
on.
this is high energy. This is high energy.
Wow.
No, I was just gonna say from the perspective just of the little I've heard, I'm just like, whether he is or isn't quote unquote societally ugly, whatever. Like, one, I think he might be just completely aiming for the wrong type of gal who out of his league or whatever. That's one thing. Two, I don't think maybe he hasn't got game or hasn't got sauce or swag, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if he's got that for the women he's approaching, even if they are at his level. Three, I also think maybe because he's also talking about girls approaching him, I'm like, if you are at a certain level and, you know, the women around you aren't to the standard you want, the women that probably attract you aren't to the standard you want, are you even looking at them? Are you even clocking that approach? If you're looking for girls who are 10s, but the ones you're talking to are like 3s, you know what I mean? Are you really even paying attention to them? You know what I'm saying? So I think man has to like switch up his expectations, switch up what his mindset is, and obviously up his game as well in general. Because I think it just sounds like he's let the fact that, you know, and I'm not shocked by it because he's quite young, like you said, yeah, but it's like he's let the fact that, oh, well, he's basing his value off what the gal are saying, isn't it? So if the gal not holding at him, he thinks, oh, well, that means I must be butters because the gal ain't talking to me. Right? But it's probably just you're not moving correctly, or you're not moving around the right ones to actually get the engagement that you want. So that's why I can actually hear what Thing was saying in terms of using apps, because like at least with apps you're actually then getting people who are actually looking at you. You know what I mean? Who actually they're taking interest in you directly, and you know that the first part of them physically taking interest in you has been covered just off the rip of the apps. You know what I'm saying?
Is
So
it
I think you might need that too.
Is it wrong to say that he's sort of in this terrain in the UK already under a handicap since he's not from here?
No.
No, because there's enough men out here who've not from. If anything, there's an attraction. There's always a level of attraction. Women love accents and all that sort
You
of stuff.
think
Isn't
so?
it? Like, there's always that thing.
Women
Don't
of
think
what?
that's not what I grew up with.
Accents.
Yeah, like when
No,
I was
we're not talking
growing up.
about like, you know, fob. We're not talking about fob, but we're talking, you know, freaking.
But he
what
is.
they
He
call,
is
like,
You're talking about Prabjeet?
possibly him or
you
someone
can't be doing that then.
someone from whoever, whether it's Africa, Asia, whatever. The girls I grew up with don't go with guys with accents. I'm not gonna lie.
no, yeah, I'm talking more just that European accent. So that's what I'm talking about.
But his Netherlands accent, so that Netherlands accent is very different.
Yeah, it is. It is very strong.
It's
No, I hear what you're trying to say in that one. But I still think
but it is
there's a
though
level
because we got to try and help him, right? I'm saying
I
these.
mean, I think the whole accent thing is in the movies, child.
I think him moving around here with that accent from the Netherlands is very strong. It shouldn't be, and him not bagging girls in the UK shouldn't be an indication that he is ugly. Is basically what I'm saying.
I don't think he'll put girls off or put them on. I think the accent is how you. I don't think that would be a selling point or a point that discards you.
I know girls who don't go with guys with accents at all.
I mean, it depends what kind of accent. You sound like Vladimir, mate.
No, it's not like Vladimir. They're more like, I can't do like a Netherlands accent, but they're like, it's a lot. It's strong.
Yeah, it's different.
It's strong.
It's different.
Yeah,
It's different.
strong.
Yeah. But
depends on the region. Yeah, depends on the region.
Yeah.
I can hear this thing.
I hate to see what's
I hear
going
what
like,
you're
man. But 100% the dating apps is the
You're-
first the first step. 100%. You already know that if it is that she clicks left or she ticks that whatever. I don't know how the dating apps work. You know that
Swipe
she's
right,
actually
swipe left.
attracted to what she sees, and then if it is that your character and personality is wavy, then it goes from there. So the dating apps is your thing, brother. But I actually want to know if it is that he wants women that they're not gonna be doing it. No. There's an understanding of, especially from men, right? And men who aren't confident. That's the big thing. Men who aren't confident. You need to be Swimming in the right pool, man.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a pool. What pool is that?
Wherever it is that you're
Hey.
dipping in, it needs to be the right.
He's dipping into the deep end when you should be in the shallow end,
Yeah,
basically.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
What you not saying in regards to?
If he has no confidence.
No,
But
no,
wait,
no.
hold on.
He's talking
You're
about looks. He's talking about
the deep end.
looks.
Don't go in the deep end.
No, regardless of your looks, if you're clapped, if you have confidence, you can go in the deep end.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
You ain't gotta be Michael Phelps to swim in the deep end, but you know what I mean. At the end of the year, like you say, you gotta be able to stand up. You gotta be able to stand in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what's our advice?
I've told you. I think he needs to build his confidence up. I think he needs to work on himself. I feel like before he focuses on relationships, he needs to focus on himself because again, he might end up finding what it is that he desires, but that's not going to change who you are at your core. And who he is at his core right now is someone who is not happy. Brent, what is it? You're
I'm
already
gonna have to
gasping.
block Violin. Violin says African accents put me off.
That's a type in it.
Where's she from?
Violin, where you from?
Is Violin real?
You better not be African.
I thought Violin was cap.
She's African.
She can't be African.
She's African.
Which
I
African?
don't think Violin exists.
Where from?
I don't think Violin exists.
What does it
We
mean?
got
She's
AI
I think
bot.
it's another one of those.
What's her name? What's her name again?
What's her name?
What's her name?
Stacey?
Shayla.
Shayla.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Violin just says a lot of random shit.
Nah, I feel like, but you know what is? I don't know, man. I don't know what people like these days. What they don't like. I feel like it's all very individual. Like a guy's accent wouldn't put me off. Why would an accent put me off? Anyway, me, I like character. I like good character.
Yes.
But I feel like for me, my advice to him is that he needs to work on himself because even this love that you seek, you can actually get it. But then if you get it, if you're still not confident, if you're still insecure, if you're still talking down to yourself like that, all that means that this person's gonna be with you and you're gonna be talking down to about yourself all the time.
And looks
she's gotta
fade.
hear that.
Looks
I'm not trying to hear that.
All that shit
Word,
fades. All that
word.
looks. You need character when you're building a companionship, when you're building
Yeah.
a relationship. All that aesthetic shit goes.
Height will not save you. Height
Trust
don't
me.
pay bills. Height will not be a good father. Height will not be a good partner. Like and I think also as well when it comes to like these things we talk about the things that societal standards and whatnot. Like we talk about height, we talk about money, we talk about this thing.
Yeah.
I feel like with people, I don't think you should discount yourself on account of you hear many women, for example, say they want a guy that's tall. If you're not a guy that's tall and you hear many women talk about a guy that's tall, personally, I wouldn't want to be with girls like that then. First of all, I don't have what you want. But also as well, if that's all you're going to reduce me to, then I don't want to be
That's
with
what
you.
I'm saying.
Like when there's certain things that guys say they want, I don't possess that, nor do I want to give that to you. And so I don't have sleepless nights of it. Like I'm not going to think that, and I'm not trying to be dismissive, but I'm not going to count myself down and slap myself down because this guy over there likes girls with, I don't know, 34H breasts. Okay. All right. What was I to do with that? I honestly feel like his main thing, his priority right now should be on working on himself. And I know it sounds like a lot of work, but you've got to do it. Because the reality is that you might find what it is that you're looking for, and you might be the one who loses it because you did not work on yourself.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling over there, Brent? Oh gosh.
They're getting
They get rid of Violin.
Why? Because you don't like African accents.
Now, Violin's been saying a lot of weird shit.
No, she's been doing that forever, man.
Nah, yeah, but I'm like, all right, to the point where it's like you're being a contrarian now for no fucking reason,
No,
just
but
by yourself.
that's identity, man.
But it's not
Just
Kevin.
give me. Riley said,
Kevin,
why am I
no.
getting blocked? Girl, you know why.
It's not like Kevin. Kevin comes in and calls and backs it up.
Do you know what though? Noreen said, I love that everyone here has a different experience because I fully hear his gripes because I feel like him many a time, but only in this city and it's where I live. Bro, there's something about living in this country that'll make you not feel that very attractive.
Yeah, listen, London.
Like even like bigger girls have said, yeah, like when they go to like certain, when I'm saying Nigeria, because that's what I know. I know I was going for a shade now. When they go to Nigeria, for example, the guys over there, they love a fluffy girl.
Oh, I see.
Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you just feel. Sometimes it's where you're at. Obviously, I'm not telling him to move.
That's exactly what I said, right? I
But-
said it's the terrain.
Yeah, because this standard is shallow.
Yeah, it's the terrain.
Here,
like
it's shallow. That's how you got to meet someone that's equally yoked with you mind-wise.
Me, if you could not kill here but kill in another country, and just because I don't know what his barometer or what unit of measurement he's.
I think it's standards. I think it's what Stacey was saying. It's the standard society that he's living in a set.
But he's saying he went to every girl and they weren't getting him. Maybe it was the wrong day. Maybe it was the wrong time. Like, maybe there's times where, say if I approached girls,
But
I
also
wouldn't get
though-
the number. Like,
But I
it
think
doesn't
with that
mean-
though, he's got to think about what Brent said though, about which girls are you approaching.
Oh yeah.
If you're approaching the same kind of girls, they look like they live the same life, just different color top for that day. You're always good. You might not. You're not. I don't know if you're gonna pull through. I don't know if that. And even if you pull through, I don't know if it's gonna be what it is that you want it to be.
Yeah.
He's got love. I feel like he's got a lot of self work to do, and it sounds like a lot of work, but it starts with you speaking better about yourself.
Yes.
You calling yourself ugly, saying you managed to get a degree, you didn't, like you really just berated yourself, and that makes me sad. And I'm not saying that to be in a rude way or like I'm telling you off, anything, nothing like that. It's just I want you to see yourself as better, and I want you to when you start seeing yourself in the light that you want to be seen in. Trust me, it doesn't matter what anyone else's opinion is. Because it's all about how you see yourself. And like Ramsey said, looks fade.
Yes.
That's a married man.
I feel like you've done the hard work by setting yourself financially stable. You've come to another country and assimilated to the point where you've got a job.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. You've done the hard work already. All the next shit, build on confidence and stuff that's gonna take time. But in the meantime, get your dress sense up. Get Get more culture. Travel the world. Build on yourself. That others would follow. All that, you will start to just ooze out confidence. You start bagging girls in no time. And you definitely bag the girl that you want. Just make sure you don't fuck it up when you get it.
And that's the thing. And to ensure you don't, work on yourself, king. Because nothing is worse, trust me, than dating a guy.
Black Rob said Dutch girls are fire anyway. Okay.
And what I'm going to say anything about
Yeah.
that. So they are.
Yeah, they are.
What's your guys' advice for him? Well, you've just given yours, Brent.
Yeah.
And don't bring a picture.
Only going to give you advice once you send me a picture.
Can you imagine?
I need more information. I need to help him better.
You need to add a file box to the thingy.
To be honest, the email is there. So just send the picture to the email, bro.
Why can't you give him advice? Okay. Is that
My
because you
advice
feel like
is to jump on the dating apps.
okay? So when you see how he looks, are you gonna be like, okay, maybe your swag a bit? Is that
No, it
kind of
would
advice you
give
give
me
him?
more understanding.
Got
of-
Kwan type of advice?
In my head, he isn't
I don't
as
think
ugly
he
as
is.
I'm picturing
Yeah.
the word he's used. Do you understand? 'Cause that's a very strong word. Very, very strong. word.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah. Sometimes I feel ugly.
We all do.
Like you, like me.
I'm
Everyone
ugly.
does. What?
Shut up! You don't even believe that what you said. You mug. He said it. He started smiling.
gonna give
What
me
did he
some
say?
words of
Shut up.
affirmation.
What did he say? I don't
I'm
know what he said.
ugly,
And he
man.
just let that
You're
sit.
not ugly, bro.
Oh, thanks, bro.
You don't move the way you move.
You don't know
Thanks,
it.
bro. You're ugly too, bro.
Well, no.
He's like, I know. Okay. All right.
I hate that shit. That shit, I hate that shit.
But no, everyone feels ugly sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Like, I feel ugly twice, 2 weeks in a month. So, do you know what I mean? Everyone feels ugly sometimes. But I don't think that you should talk down on yourself like that. That's very, very sad, man. But I'm sending you love, babes. Love and hugs and light and all that stuff.
Loving the dilemmas coming in, people.
Yes.
Keep it coming in, people.
And I appreciate the, what's it called as well? The details, the context. Very wonderful. Thank you, guys. Keep it up. That's that. Okay? Well, you guys know what to do. If you want to send your dilemmas, you changed it though, didn't you?
Yeah, I changed it from TDA to dilemma.
That makes sense. So www.thenewblack.com/dilemmas. Dilemmas got 2 A's. 2 M's, sorry. Wow. 2 M's. Is it dilemmas or dilemma?
Dilemma.
Dilemma.
Yeah.
No S, 2 M's.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our last headlines for today, please.
Oh, sorry, Brent. Please stop telling him the apps. The apps are not any better.
Oh, who said that?
No, the apps are. Well, for him, it's definitely the first step. If it is that he is approaching women and he's just getting battered left, right, and center, you have more.
Who said that? Though?
Volume on.
Was that a woman or man?
A woman. You have more volume on the app.
I don't want to hear from a man who's been on apps to let know what his experience is. 'Cause I feel like with women, it's not the experiences aren't great, but then with the men, they might have better experiences.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope you don't know.
I don't know.
I only went on that app stuff once, just for like a social
A
experiment.
gander.
What, did you take a picture of the mic? Just an empty chair?
No, I
that
actually
l-
put my face up and stuff. That
Is
was
it?
years ago though. I was Tinder when it wasn't like a slum
okay, okay.
factory. Mhm.
Not a factory.
And it was incessant, man. It was just too much. I had to
It's got
switch
too
off.
much girls in there, yeah?
It's too much, man.
Just hitting you up. Your phone
Too
was
much,
dying,
man.
but
Too
just
much,
juice was
man.
running out.
Goddamn, man.
You're just annoying.
Goddamn.
It's very helpful to Herb. Love light, Herb. Last headlines, please.
See it. Apps are not good because it's based on looks. Yeah.
But that's why you said it.
Well, yeah.
100%.
You want to know someone's kind via the app. That's the same when you meet people in real life, though. You can't tell what someone's character's like.
Straight. You have your preference. You make a decision based on what they look like.
Unless you pray to God, though. Your spirit tells you. I know a piece of shit when I see one child. All right, our last headlines for today. Supermodel granny drug extends life in animals. All right, let's find out what it's about. Mm-hmm. A drug has increased the lifespans of lab animals by nearly 25%, and in discovery, scientists hope can slow human aging too. The treated mice... Oh, sorry, mice make me sick.
What?
Mice just make me
mice.
Mice. So yeah, the treated mice were known as supermodel grannies in the lab because of their youthful appearance. Their mice just look like mice. Anyway, they were healthier, stronger, and developed fewer cancers than their unmedicated peers. The drug is already being tested in people, but whether it would have the same anti-aging effect is unknown. The quest for a longer life is woven through human history. However, scientists have long known the aging process is malleable. Lab animals live longer if you significantly cut the amount of food they eat. Now, the field of aging research is booming as researchers try to uncover and manipulate the molecular processes of aging. Our next headline, please trigger warning on this. The families of 2 British men missing in Sweden are appealing for information on their whereabouts amid fears they were victims of a double murder. It comes after a pair of bodies were found in a burning car in an industrial area of Malmö on Sunday afternoon. Emergency workers made the discovery after they put out the flames with a possible bullet hole in one of the victims. Ciao. According to the local media, police are yet to formally identify them, but reports say they are British and may have been shot before the fire started. Juan Cifuentes, who's age 33, and Farouk Abdulrazak, who's age 37, travelled to Denmark and Sweden for an overnight business trip and were due to return to the UK at 6 p.m. on Sunday, according to a social media appeal. The appeal said they never came home and have not been in contact since. Sad. Our last headline for today. Interpol arrests 300 people in a global crackdown on West African crime groups. In a global operation targeting West African organized crime groups across 5 continents, police arrested 300 people, seized $3 million and blocked 720 bank accounts, Interpol said Tuesday. Operational Jackal 3, which ran from 10th of April to 3rd of July in 21 countries, aimed to fight online financial fraud and the West African syndicates behind it, the agency said in a statement. The volume of financial fraud stemming from West Africa is alarming and increasing, said Isaac Ogini, director of Interpol's Financial Crime and Anti-Corruption Center. This operation's results underscore the critical need for international law enforcement collaboration to combat these extensive criminal networks. One of the targeted groups was Black Axe, one of the most prominent criminal networks in West Africa. Black Axe operates in cyber fraud, human trafficking, and drug smuggling, and is responsible for violent crimes both within Africa and globally, the agency said. Interpol, which has 196 member countries and celebrated its centennial last year, works to help national police forces communicate with each other and track suspects and criminals in fields like counterterrorism, financial crime, child pornography, cybercrime, and organized crime. That's it for today. Let's get into quickly
The reaction.
the reaction. Thank you.
All right. Top news sports for today. We got Olympics and major events. First of all, Paris 2024 Olympics. The Summer Olympics in Paris are set to begin on July the 26th and will run through to August the 11th, featuring 329 events in 32 different sports. These games promise to be a major highlight with the debut of breaking, which is breakdancing, man, like.
Come on.
All right. As an Olympic sport, iconic locations like the Eiffel Tower and Champs-Élysées will serve as backdrops for the events. That'll be interesting. Wimbledon. The Wimbledon Championships are wrapping up with top performances from players like Carlos Alcaraz and Coco Gauff. This year's tournament has seen some thrilling matches and unexpected upsets. Lastly, Tour de France. The Tour de France is ongoing, set to conclude on July the 21st. Cyclists are battling it out across France and Italy in one of the most grueling tests of endurance in sports. You ever cycled for a living?
For a living? No.
You ever cycle like you were doing it for a living?
Yeah, when I was a kid. Used to be my
BMX?
BMX, yeah.
Yeah, I used to have one. I used to go through quite a few different bikes.
Fuck up bare wheels.
Yeah?
Yeah, in a tube, I was fucking it up.
You weren't that good there? I didn't mess up my wheels.
Okay.
I was really good. I didn't do any stunts.
I was gonna say, how are you riding, bro? You ride like it's a bike, like a normal bike.
All right. Gymnastics. Simone Biles will be competing in the Paris 2024 Olympics, making her the oldest American gymnast to participate in 72 years. She is one of the top favorites, having secured a spot with the highest score at the trials. In golf, the Open Championship, the 152nd Open Championship is set to take place from July 18th to the 21st at the Royal Troon Golf Club in Scotland, attracting the world's best golfers. All right, that's a nice little roundup. I hope you love that. I might be doing that from now on because it's more than what we cover, which is just football.
I think that's nice. That was good.
All right, we're moving on to the wrap up.
All right, let's wrap it up. Done.
All right. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for...
Camera on me?
What?
Is this camera on me?
So today we spoke about relationships, whether the one exists or whether you should create them.
Okay.
We had brief intervals of other perspectives, namely from Kevin. Thank you actually to Kevin, Matthew, Quarbs, and Stacey. And Black Rob, how can I forget?
How could you forget?
The legend, Black Rob.
Okay, you go that far.
We spoke a bit about that. We then got into our dilemma, which we hopefully helped someone. What am I missing? Then we got into the riveting reaction post.
You mentioned one headline. Then what the show is about.
Then Word on Road, which was done by the lovely Esther.
Thank you very much,
which we spoke about Jonathan Majors, Tyler Perry's lack of having black writers.
To be fair, writers. Because he's the only writer.
Yes. Maya Jama and her turbulent relationship with Stormzy. We also spoke about our beloved Arab AI. And yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
But the Renters' Right bill.
Oh.
we did give some news about politics and stuff like that.
Yeah, we did. Shout out Eman.
Yeah, man. Big up Eman for that. Putney and them losing votes and whatnot.
Yes.
Biden with his positive COVID test or COVID diagnosis. Hopefully.
That might be the way that the Dems basically replace him.
Smart.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Oh, can they replace someone? Well, who would they replace him with there?
Probably just get his reptilian body and someone else.
True.
Change his skin out.
He's already had enough facelifts.
You want Biden to skin out?
What'd you say?
He said he wanted Biden to skin out.
No one wants to see that. Mrs. Biden don't want to see that. Joking. Actually, is that Mrs. Biden? I don't care. Anyways, all right.
Yeah, he's married. Yeah.
He's married, isn't it?
Yeah,
I wonder what she looks like.
Him.
Oh dear, that's scary. It's a scary dinner table. But yeah, so we talked about that, talked about politics, all that great stuff. We hope you guys enjoy the show. Don't forget, please show us some love on social media, the day after TNB, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and on Discord. And Discord is the way to join the conversations.
Yes.
So you don't need to be on the phone or queuing up and your signal acting up and whatnot. Just join on Discord and let us know your thoughts. But big up every single person that call today. Big up Ed as well. Ed called in as well.
Yes, big up to Ed. Also, there's a new clip that Brent just shared on Insta, so if everyone can like it and share it.
Please, thank you very much. It's from
Charlie?
Yes, from Charlie.
Yeah. Charlie Miss, another coalition founder.
That's right.
Has obviously answered one of the questions. So go like the post, share the post, comment on the post.
Yes.
Do the thing.
Yes, please. And we will see you guys here for Friday. Have a great day.
All right, then. You guys have done very, very well. Sorry.
Brent.
You guy and you gal, very, very well. This is a flipping marathon. But
this was a marathon.
Yeah,
What time is it?
sure.
It's 11:53.
yeah.
And we basically started on time as well.
Yeah, we did. We were here.
Yeah, we were here.
You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome.
Hey, you know, making work for my check. All right, y'all. Bye.
Love.